Hello, everyone, and welcome to Failed Save.
What was that?
Oh no, you know what it is?
What was that?
You didn't get interrupted.
Honestly,
Oh!
That's
It was
true.
so awkward.
it's true.
And
Wow,
who's
Anthony's not
here
here.
this time?
When
We
you
miss
let
you,
do your
Anthony.
job.
No, seriously, I love you,
miss you,
Anthony.
Abria.
Yeah.
My name is Vince Cass, and I am your DM going completely off-piste for this campaign. This is episode 9 of season 5 and is titled Both of Them? This show uses the D&D 5e game system in my homebrew setting, Boros, and is completed by a wonderful cast of adventurers and more than one guest.
Woo.
Let's meet them, starting with Xander.
Yeah, hello. I'm Xander Genre playing Kettle, your Water Janathi barbarian.
Huzzah!
Back again. Both of our pronouns are he, him.
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan, and I am playing Effie, your Kalistar Chronology Wizard, and we use she, her pronouns.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Bray, and I'm playing Ella Britt, your Turtle Death Cleric, and both of us use she, her pronouns.
Hey everyone, I'm Omer Najam, he, him, and tonight I have the wonderful pleasure of playing Schiffle, any pronouns.
Woo!
Hello, I'm Gina, and I will be playing Poppy, your Fire Genasi Artificer, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Hi. Hey, you
You
did
got
it.
it.
You got it all in one
You
take.
did it. My name is Alex Ward. I am here playing Evelios. My pronouns are he, him. Evelios' pronouns are they, them. Let's see if I remember that.
Woo! Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. And remember that you at home have a hybridizing amount of power over our story. I'm running out of plant words. We have a series of donation tiers allowing you to do
You're the
everything.
only person aware of the theme. For
Yeah.
This. You realize
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing it
that?
yourself.
You could have
This
done.
is for me.
You could have done any other.
Like, these are for you.
word.
This is for me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
I'm
No,
happy
what?
For you.
Thank you. We have a series of donation tiers. I have the 8:30 p.m. energy now.
Okay.
We have a series of donation tiers allowing you to do everything from banking up rerolls, providing one of our many characters a silly, useless magical item, activating a The Office style confessional camera for one of our many characters, any of them, any character, any player can do them. Any of them.
Reminding them that it doesn't have to be you.
It can be anyone. It can be anyone you want or no one. You can
So
just
many NPCs to choose from.
or players are great
NPCs,
too.
Plants, buildings, boba. You
Or
did the boba
people
to
at the
yourself.
table.
Building
Leave
boba.
the boba alone.
Oh, bobas are great. I love
Yeah,
that word.
actually.
No more
30
boba.
something
else.
Please. No more
I heard
boba.
You can also trigger an evil twin, where a player of your choice will suddenly become their own evil twin version.
But I have the mustache. Wait.
Add mustaches.
And for our top tier, you can trigger what we're affectionately calling Big Spoon, where with each donation, Poppy's good friend Little Spoon will become progressively larger
Bigger spoon.
with no upper limit. I'm sorry, bigger spoon.
No upper limit.
No upper limit. We can
limit
make
does not
we can
No,
make Little
the
Spoon
limit
the
does not
size of a
exist.
goddamn town.
Kaiju!
Kaiju
Kaiju Big
spoon.
Spoon!
Look, a lot has changed since last time I was on the show. I'm lost.
No, it's about the same.
I was gonna say, I
Plus-
don't think it has.
Plus, if we hit our goal for
I got
tonight, we will release something kind of incredible. The first little episode of a 3-part series called Fantasy TGI Fridays, a bizarre little sitcom adventure with our failed save cast. Yeah, you shot that.
You're gonna wanna
taking
see
taking place at a bar where everyone knows your class. And yes, it was a lot of fun to film.
Get
A lot
out.
It's
of fun
about
to
like
film.
that level
Get
too.
out.
It
And
doesn't
yeah.
get better.
Oh, it's so much worse. But for now, it's time for a story. Our last episode saw our heroes hanging out at the southwestern estate of the Tanburn family and its son. After coming to from the adventure with the Ogden Seer, discovering the definitely dead body of Mr. Tanburn, the first nameless, on the floor, and his daughter desperately trying to revive him.
Was that D-O-D-D or is that D-O?
-1 inspiration.
No.
I didn't have any.
our heroes came to and elected to, you know what? We're gonna solve this mystery, folks. And
Surprising.
surprising me, but useful because I didn't write much that night, apparently. They got everyone in the entire estate together into the basement laboratory and questioned them one by one, both the wealthy attendees of the Salon Exposition and all of the employees at the estate. Until one very nervous butler later, they discovered that the butler's very own son college friend was
You heard that right.
the one who, through a contrivance of time travel, facilitated the entrance of the Springwild into the laboratory, allowing for Mr. Tanburn to be killed and all this hullabaloo to happen.
And it wasn't my fault.
Kill the stable
And it was not entirely Effie's fault.
Wait.
The stable boy, however, had escaped some days prior, taking off on north. But
so dumb.
Oh, yeah, the friggin' horse.
South is the horse's name.
That said, Verona asked if our heroes would be willing to take the young Yasmin back to her actual home in the north, to her mother as well, who was at the main estate, and they agreed. Taking off in the Poppy car, while the secondary actual car, Critty Critty Bang Bang, was attached, used to carry Kai's new horse, and Kisan.
Making a beep beep.
Beep beep. Oh, wonderful.
I like being a car.
As we traveled on, Kai found herself in the midst of an unusual dream, speaking to who appeared to be the Lord of the Fey realm of Winter, who advised her that there were trials yet to come for her and reminding her of a mission she had that she seemed to have forgotten. Before she awoke the following morning, and the whole party began to pull into the north of Tarif, landing on a road just between Delta's Meat and another city. Traveling north from the city that shall not be named.
Like your father.
Mr. Tanburn.
That sounded like a sick burn. No,
no.
it's not.
Like Dad.
His first name
It's
is
Mister.
They approached.
How appropriate that a water genasi came from a Mister.
Hey.
I have to go.
You know what? Inspiration.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take Effie's -1.
Okay.
However, we all adventured north from the road and encountered the new Tanburn estate, new to all of you at the very least, a sprawling almost village or town unto itself, where you, upon entering, were confronted by a guard, Timothane, one of the former Spicy Boys, long since retired, now a member of the Timotones.
Timothane is dead, so
yeah.
Timothane.
Timothane, yeah, one of these guys, one of these Timmies. I'm so sorry about what's coming for you.
Oh no.
Not you specifically, I just mean this show in general. I'm sorry about the show in general.
But only to Alex for some
Yeah.
reason.
Where's
don't know
my
why, I
apology?
just don't-
Oh, so this is that
Look,
my
I'm in a
sort
very
of quality.
Yes. I would
Okay,
agree with that.
listen. They all rocked up. They all rocked up in the estate. When they found the woman who appeared and who Kettle indeed recognized as Mrs. Tanburn.
Mama. Oh.
That's right. Who picked
does
up
have
her
a first
daughter,
name?
approached the entire group, then, with stunned contemplation, locked eyes with one of you, Poppy, before saying, "Poppy?"
What am I, chopped liver?
Maybe, well,
She quickly recovers, setting Yasmin down gently and gestures toward a smaller structure just yonder, lightly adorned by vines and a mural featuring plentiful foodstuffs. Welcome, everyone. Let's not have this conversation here. The galley's clearing out. I'm sure you're hungry after such a long trip.
Do all of the houses have galleys?
No, just the main estate. We have a lot of people who work on the grounds.
galley is a real weird thing to. Yeah, a galley is a real weird thing to say about a house.
Like, they're just both really big houses.
Well, no, there's the dining quarters.
Right, just galley is for boats, and it's just got a little triggered is all, I think.
It doesn't sink.
How do you know?
Oh no! Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll come in.
It's okay.
Great.
There's a torch on a boat. It's fine.
The water's right there.
right there.
It's good to see you again, too.
Yes, Kettle. Oh my God.
Yay.
I think a hug would be in order.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
Oh, you. Okay, both.
I'm good.
I did leave for Kettle.
Okay. I hug you.
I hug Poppy.
You've got the. Who's got the?
I'm gesturing to her to hug Kettle.
And she approaches and kind of like pulls you aside a little bit. And Ketal, don't think I've forgotten you. I see you've made friends. Your mission is going well?
I haven't completed it yet, but I'm on the path, and Yasmin is safe, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for...
Oh yeah, where's that letter?
Yes.
Oh, I had it.
Oh, it's okay. Kai blurted it out as
Kai
you were
did
walking
say it
up.
very, very loudly.
So I'm like, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Let's all go that way. Let's get some food for all of you. Oh, you.
We're hugging.
Yeah, that's okay. You can do that. Not that you need my permission. Come on.
This is a very weird energy for someone whose husband just died.
There's a lot of new information coming in right now.
Is this shock?
I'm in shock.
I think you might be lying.
Do you want
I
to roll
think we're
inside?
leading the witness
I
now.
do.
We can stop. I rolled a 4 on my inside, so I'm just going with the flow.
What is
Sick.
happening right now?
This lady knows me. She's probably been to a performance of mine.
Big
Got a
fan.
13.
It looks like shock.
Okay.
It looks
I'm
like
a
she
little
she
shocked,
seems stunned.
honestly.
feels
Sure.
like shock.
Yeah. And okay, let's just.
Rose begins leading you all away, and you see as she begins busying herself talking in more hushed tones to Yasmin. But as you all walk, Kai leans in and whispers something to Rickard, just like out of earshot in the back of the group here. He furrows his brow before he nods, and then she waves for all of your, Kai waves to get all of your attention. Hey, Rickard and I are gonna hang back a bit.
Just a good opening.
Hey.
Rickard and I are gonna hang back a bit. We're gonna catch up with all of you later. Don't
Why?
wait up. We just have something to take care of.
No, I think you should come with.
I don't know. No.
Rickard, what do you think?
I'm actually not asking. I'm
Yeah,
just telling
actually-
you what's going to happen.
Can
What
we
if you
talk
stuck
to
around?
Rickard?
Let's see what he thinks about this. Hello.
Why, you didn't have to do Irish real names all Irish.
Anthony just popped up right there. Where's it? Do you have a speaker and not a set?
Right, okay.
Is he calling in? Hello?
We're never gonna get through this.
Immaculate.
That's the most red.
You can go have fun.
No, we do need to take care of something
Yeah.
elsewhere on the grounds, I'm afraid. It won't be but a little while, so don't wait up for us. It'll be quick.
Well, now that Rickard said it.
I feel better.
Hello.
I think that one's supposed to be Rickard still.
Oh, it's a. Oh. Okay.
All right, goodbye.
I'm not in the same part about it.
Goodbye, Rickard and Kai.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I like how we don't wait up, but it won't take long.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're leaving. It's
I believe
not
you.
pretend.
I
Okay.
fully believe you.
But wait, Kithan, you're staying.
Kathan?
Kithan.
Yes, no, I'm still here.
Okay.
So don't worry, I don't take up a seat at the table, so I'm good to go. What?
Which
Uh,
is that's a thing that we call kitchens. All right, let's go.
As you begin walking, there is suddenly a flash of lights. You hear studio applause from somewhere,
I knew
and you
it.
see a familiar elven person, fey-ish, hard to be sure form walk in from off stage.
What?
Your brain screams for respite at the mere attempt to consider it.
Oh.
Evelios, would you please describe what we see?
What you see walking in is a elven man with a little bit of a, like, at the moment, a kind of orangish tinge to the ends of their hair in a sort of fall, sort of changing leaves sort of manner, wearing a very blousy white shirt and sort of like the high-waisted sort of legging things and pointy-toed shoes, and just looking very dressed down from the last time you saw them. Not quite as regal, but looking almost like they came from another time, stepping into this wherever we are.
A kitchen.
A kitchen.
Well,
Stepping-
soon.
A galley, even.
Stepping into that thing we all know well, which is the hallway that goes to the kitchen.
Oh.
And
A kitchen way.
We're outdoors.
yeah, we're in the outdoor
better.
hallway. Steps in.
Of course.
Steps in and says, "Oh, when am I?"
Who are you?
Good question. I'm Avelios. I've met you.
Yeah, I
think-
remember.
Yes.
Hey there, sweetheart.
Teapot.
You, Kettle.
Oh, close.
Hey, sweetheart. Where did you just come from?
It's a very good question.
Do I want to know the answer?
Probably not.
All right.
It's hard. It's hard to. It's a lot of electricity.
Oh.
What's that?
Lightning.
Oh.
Hamana.
How are you,
look at
Avelios?
Hi.
What?
How are you doing, Avelios?
I'm great. How are you doing?
It's good to see you
It's
again.
nice
Who are
to see you
you?
again. I'm happy to be back.
You just
hold
see
on.
Avelios talking to nobody.
It's
Oh,
okay.
he
I'm
does
just having
that.
a,
He just
a
talks.
thing. When am I?
It's
They touched
2:13 PT.
2:13 PT. Is it the time or the date?
You know what? That's my bad. That's the year.
Great. Year. Got it. 2:13 PT. Okay. And
Speaking of which,
four-
Avelios, I know you just showed up. I hate to do this to you.
Right. Right.
We have a confessional
Oh God.
for you.
Whoa!
Shit.
Let's count us in for an Avelios confessional.
Where am I? Here? Yeah. Look. I don't know either. No, I'm kidding. Look, it's been a long time since I've been here. Some of them are the same. Some of them aren't. I don't know if that matters. Same people, but being different people, if you get what I mean. Like they're sitting at a table, but they're also being people. And so this is hard to kind of wrap my head around in that they are people, but they aren't the same people that they were when they were people when I last saw them. So it's difficult. But I got a new outfit.
Oh, by the way, hey guys, thank you for the 30 confessionals for people,
Oh.
and none of them are for me.
No.
I love you all.
We've already. I think that's a new record. Is
Well, not literally 30, but
Okay.
No, but we did hit the
Oh.
goals very quickly.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
20. I
TGI
think we smashed it in 20 minutes. New record. Thanks everybody.
Oh wow.
Woza.
Also,
Woza.
Woza.
Hi, Anthony, in the chat. We miss you.
Hi.
Oh, I
Woza.
love you, Anthony.
I don't
Hello.
because I'm here because you're not.
Did you see Vince's Irish
Actually,
accent? It's really
Bria
good.
shapeshifted.
Oh, I'm a Bria today. Never mind. You can be here.
Roast Handburn also starts a little bit at all of this.
Hi.
Oh, shit. Hold on. And just kind of waves his hands over himself, and it transforms more into period-appropriate garb, less from another time.
Your
I
Nikes are
must
gone.
know.
I get a
you.
longer sort of like kind of vesty thing that goes down to the ground that kind of trails in what looks like dead leaves and things like that. Very, very Eladrin fall. That's the word I'm looking for. Fall, autumn court. There it is. Yes.
A Poppy has slowly just gotten closer and closer and closer to you until she's standing directly next to you.
Hi.
Hi. What is your name again?
My name's Avelios. Who are you?
I'm Poppy.
You're Poppy.
Yes, who are you talking to?
You.
Before, though, you were talking to someone, but there's no one there.
Don't know.
You don't know?
No.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I have also people I talk to. Want to meet?
Is it them?
No. And up your leg crawls a wooden monkey puppet.
Oh!
This is Little Spoon.
Little spoon.
It's very little.
He is.
Oh, he's attached to me.
And all of a
Decorations
sudden,
on the string.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's like a marionette.
just grafted on there.
Face work is difficult. Little spoon. Nice to meet you.
Little Spoon gives you like a little, like hello salute.
Just kind of.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Evelios,
What?
as you cupped Little Spoon's little head,
No.
you realize that the rest of him appears to grow
Just like
down
like
from
not
the
the
head.
head?
like he's made of gack.
He's made of gag, yes. The head remains the same, however, due to Evelios' powerful grip.
What?
Really strong hands.
It's like if a vegetable grew while
Yeah.
being constricted.
Yes, there you go. That's a good way to put it. But you notice, all of you, that the body appears to stretch down until Little Spoon's roughly like a good 4 feet tall, 4 and a few inches tall, just like now, like hanging out.
Oh, that's a new trick.
You have very, very interesting magic.
I didn't do that.
Really?
No? No, I don't think I did that.
Oh, speaking of which, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again, Kevin.
This is my mediocre squire,
Oh my god!
but she's also a mediocre time wizard.
That's true.
You're
I'm
kind
Effie.
of good at 2 things.
I'm not very good at many things. but
Effie, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Evelios. Did I meet you?
You did.
Okay.
There's no one over there.
There's no one over that side.
But I love that Evelios looked!
No, there's someone. Never mind. I'm not going to explain it. It'll happen later.
I've heard
Um,
about you. I've seen you. I wasn't there. Don't worry about it.
What happened to the other one?
Which other one?
She passed.
There was 2 other ones, weren't there? Last time I saw you.
One
What was
retired
that?
and one.
Oh, Clulick,
Yeah.
the bird.
Bird. Yes, bird. Fly. What did I
He's
call? I
raising
named it
children of
something.
indiscriminate age.
You did name him something. I
did
don't
call them
actually
something. I can't
remember.
what they were.
I can't remember what you called.
But we did kill him in a vignette. It just hasn't happened yet.
Oh my god. I didn't hear
I,
that.
they don't. Look,
You just reacted.
look,
Oh my god.
They don't know that. It's hard for me to,
Oh, we're
Don't
doing this
react.
again.
when they don't.
Just
Okay.
play it cool.
What do they look like?
That. She looks like them, and they look like them, and he looks like him.
Well, I know that.
Right. That's why'd you ask.
Evelios,
fun.
would you
Yeah.
like to join us for lunch as well?
Yes, that would be lovely. I am starving.
Okay, come on.
I hit the table. I'm terribly sorry.
You pass
mahogany.
through. It's mahogany. You pass through the double swinging doors of the galley and find it largely vacant, save for the odd diners. Just a couple weird ones. Long wooden tables.
They're on their break.
Sorry. Long wooden tables run the length of the room. I shouldn't laugh this much at my own little
Sure
stupid joke. Okay, here we go. Long wooden tables run the length of the room, and bread ovens, prep stations, larders, fire pits, and bulk-sized cooking pots line the long wall. The smell of sourdough, charred vegetables, and duck confit still fill the space. A few are still working the kitchens, but it's mostly quiet. Rose sits and indicates to available seating, which is the rest of it.
The agony of choice.
Kettle, I was thinking maybe we could go a little less descriptive on the introductions.
Oh, what should I say?
Maybe just Effie.
This, this is Effie. How was that?
That's good. I like that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I like
Short.
that.
I'm glad that we had this talk.
Okay, great. Hi, are you Kettle's mom?
That's a complex question.
They don't
Is
look
it?
like him.
You're aware all of a sudden of a presence as she begins talking. Someone's walked up as if to take an order, but when you look up, you realize, Schiffel,
Who?
would you please introduce yourself?
Oh, see, now it makes sense.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the luncheon. What can I get everyone? Can we get started with? We've got some special. Well, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't. Shit, we don't do that here. That's
Schiffel,
fine.
I told you not to improv!
That's fine. I'll stick to the script. Waters?
Yes.
I want the jalapeno popper.
Okay, well, we're skipping right to Appy's. Great. Okay. Wonderful. I'll write that down.
I'll also
Hi,
point out
Schiffel.
that almost all of you, do recognize Schiffel.
You look so different without all the flair.
Not
Oh,
fair.
well, a past life.
And what does
Wait.
Schiffel look like right now?
Schiffel is like when you look at Schiffel, you see efficiency.
Wow.
Yes.
Doesn't
you-
sound efficient.
What an aesthetic.
You see attentiveness. you see absorption of information. Stepping out, I suppose, you see a medium-sized bird in a white tucked-in shirt into black slacks.
Hell yeah.
And shoes that look uncomfortable. Yes. So.
You're serving again.
Oh,
I thought-
in more ways than one, I suppose. I'm not supposed to divulge. I'm supposed to sort of disappear and observe. I'm not meant to share a lot of information, but really quickly, and scene. So good to see all of you. Hi. Hello. We have not met. Hello. Hi.
I'm Effie.
Nice to meet you. I'm Schiffel. Hi.
How was your play?
Oh, a work in progress, if you will.
Hey, you're the one who died in the fantasy chilies.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He doesn't know he died.
Oh,
Wait,
I saw
no.
the fantasy chilies. No, I was there.
You didn't die.
Hello, I'm Schiffel.
Hello, my name's Avelios.
Velios, wonderful.
Nice to meet you.
Would you like some water?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yes, Schiffel has been working with me for a little while up here
And
in the
back.
state.
Yes.
Schiffel, actually, would you like to join us for lunch as well?
That. Is this a test?
Nope. You can just join us. Pineapples. You can just join us.
Okay.
What was that?
And scene.
What was that?
I would love to sit and observe if that's
Did you
all right.
just activate him?
Like
Is
programming,
it like
I get it.
Is it a sleep
Maybe this is like
arrangement?
a thing they do together. Like it's like a consensual sort of thing, and like pineapples is the word, you know.
That's what I'm Kettle's mom.
That's my mom, dude.
I don't. I don't know any of you. Look, everyone has their own relationships with their family. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
I will. Sorry to interrupt, and I'll like nestle in. I will remind everyone I am canonically Arrow Ace. So if there's a particular question you have in pertinence to that, it's nothing sexual in any nature. I'm not doing anything sexual with your mother.
I wasn't
Good to
implied.
know.
The word is to let him know that this is not part of his training. We're just being casual now.
Okay, now that does sound actually a little.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's not getting better.
It's not sexual. It's casual.
In that
But it's still
case-
training. What are you training for, sweetheart?
Pardon?
Why did I come back here? I don't know why I came here.
Wasn't on purpose.
I don't know, but I like it.
It's a lot.
What are you training for?
I'm learning.
Oh.
You see,
Learning.
oh, wonderful. Well, maybe we can share information. What do you know
just
about
said
writing?
His favorite thing.
Oh,
Share.
Yeah.
are you all right?
I'm sorry.
Do you need someone to say pineapple for you?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Pineapple.
Yes, I write things down that other people say. It's great.
Oh,
Just all the time?
I do as well, but in my mind, I'm a writer.
I like the other one better.
Yes.
She's a reader.
I like the other one better.
Would you be interested?
The
But,
other
well,
one of her?
is this a
Other
ne-
one.
The
real
other
quick?
person
Is this
she
a
used to be.
networking lunch that I'm invited to, or am I trespassing?
No, you're invited, but also not. I guess not really networking. They can't do. Not that they can't do things.
I can't do anything.
You want to join us?
Yes.
That's not true. You fashion.
No, I killed Death once.
He did
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. That was actually real
That did
impressive, and
happen.
it happened
That
kind
did.
of more easily
Yeah,
and
it was really
faster.
easy.
On that note, we have a confessional for Schiffel.
Yay!
Count us in for a Schiffel-ational.
What?
Professional.
Professional. It's a professional chef.
When I arrived at the theater, the children's theater, I was elated, of course. Who wouldn't be to work with burgeoning thespians? But I was also humbled. I learned very quickly what it takes to run a theater, and it's something that I didn't want to. How do we say this? Is this mean? I didn't want to Colin Trevorrow myself. I didn't want to throw myself into a Jurassic World, a fantasy Jurassic World situation, where I might have bitten off more than I could chew. I wanted to work my way up. So what I decided to do was take a step back and wander around, find out how the art gets made, if you will. And one thing led me to another, which led me to another, which led me to the darkest moment of my life, which led me to here, where I am now essentially a PA, observing for the patrons of the arts. Am I happy? Art's not made out of happiness. Meow meow.
Ow.
Yeah, ow, ow.
That was very good. That was a good one. And much less normally cohesive than that. It was nice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What the? Wait, what?
What the fuck?
Sorry, never mind. Don't worry about me.
What? It makes us worried about you when you do things like this.
I don't
Fine.
worry. I want to observe.
You see him taking stuff out of his pockets and just eating it.
So, okay. Brelwyn's dead.
Yeah, sorry about your
Is
husband.
that what?
Brel, did he never tell you his name?
He has a first name.
His first name is
does.
Mister.
Did he only ever go by his last name the whole time
I'm
you
pretty
knew
sure
him?
he said it once and then
I promise you didn't.
forgot.
Oh, in the very beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the last time he was here, they were here. Yes.
Wait, he's dead?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because of the spring.
People around us do keep dying.
And the stable boy.
What happened?
What happened to the stable?
Oh, the spring happened.
Oh, he ran south on north. Or the other way.
Oh, that's right. I remember the seasons are all weird here. That's right.
Spring has been
Those were
attacking.
directions.
What?
South and north.
Your sentences combined into one sentence that made no sense.
Yeah. Spring has been attacking.
Ah, yes, that's right. Now I remember. It's been a long time since I was here.
We were trying to protect Yasmin, their daughter.
Right. Never mind. Don't fill me in. It's fine. They know what's happening.
Well,
Do they?
I warned that man not to travel south. As sharp as a mind as he might be, he had no idea what he was getting into, and now Dew has everything.
but it was a good thing he was there. He protected her. And it was,
That was good.
there was a spy within the lab. It was the butler / the stable boy with the butler. It was, there was
They
an
were
accessory
buttmates.
and complicated.
It was complicated.
Is his body still in that sun?
Yeah.
Yes, Verona, I believe, was taking care of it.
Okay, I'll send word to start prepping that. I really do appreciate you all bringing Yasmin home. She's been through so much, and I'm at wit's end on how to cure her of this.
I can talk to her.
You could talk to her
Sure.
about her terminal illness.
I'm happy to talk about it.
Honestly, go for it.
She might be tired.
Okay.
Do it.
Where is she?
She's
Right
sitting.
there.
She's sitting with you all.
Oh.
That one.
Next to her. Next to you,
The child,
apparently.
the child one.
What's happening?
It's a small
What's
child.
happening?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, it's good to meet you.
Hi, I'm Aphelios. You're
I'm Yasmin. Hi.
Yasmin. That's hello.
Hi.
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 Aphelios has gained a hood in his transformation. With his hood. And the hair underneath is kind of almost braided, but then kind of falls into like an intertwined sort of mess in the front. And they pulls out from behind their back like a little sack and opens it up on the table, and a bowl falls out.
Oh.
And it's just full of butterflies.
Oh.
And
Dead?
then reaches back, and they pull out chopsticks, and they just start eating butterflies.
forgot about the butterfly.
Tell me what's going on.
Are they good?
You want one?
Yeah, I'll try a butterfly.
Great.
After Kendall's like,
Just holds it out. It's just a butterfly. There's nothing weird.
it flapped a little bit.
Yeah.
They're alive.
It's texture.
Oh no. Well, it wasn't. It's chalky.
I take it back. Maybe don't talk to the child
It's a little
anymore.
dusty.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm cured. No.
You might be. I don't know what these do.
Jesus. It's like eating Murray's pills. Ah, don't you miss that?
Cupcakes.
Yeah. Did you want to talk?
I'm sorry, I have a call.
Sorry, are you busy?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Am I taking you away from something?
I don't know how to answer that question, but yes. If you want to talk about it, we can.
Maybe don't talk to the child at all.
I mean, it was your idea. I just wanted to try to help.
I was wrong.
Ellen is now having like a moment about the butterflies.
I had a butterfly about it, and I don't want to do this anymore.
You literally have it in your stomach now.
You have butterflies. Oh.
Ooh.
I lean over to Poppy. A thing to watch out for. A scene should happen in a triangle. And that I think was a perfect example. They kind of kicked off with a thing, and then by the end you can see that there's a chain. We follow the artifact of the
So should we leave?
What?
If the scene is done, we leave?
Oh, no.
We tend to just keep going.
Can there be more corners?
Sure. Like a hexagonal scene?
Is that done?
Hold on. I'm sorry. That's freaking brilliant. Because like a hexagonal scene.
Yes. Yes, that's not how you spell my name.
Okay. What is it? Oh, okay.
It's the petals
Oh, okay. Like so?
and the stem.
Great. I was writing hexagonal scene. I didn't intend to write your name.
No, I just want credit.
Oh, okay. So I'll put an arrow there. Yes. Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Little Spoon's just sitting with his elbows on the table.
Right, full
That's the size of
child.
Yasmin now.
Yeah, actually like the same height as Yasmin, basically.
This is wild. Okay, hi, buddy.
Oh, Little Spoon dances.
Just digging his body. I don't
He
know.
always danced.
Effie.
Yes. Hi.
Your name?
Schiffle.
Schiffle, there it is. I'm just
That's your
remembering
service.
things. I'm trying to piece together what.
Sure.
Which one are you? There's 3 of you.
There's the
You're what? Are you?
How
Are
do you
you?
know that?
Are you? Your Lilith?
Poppy.
Oh, your Poppy.
you know Lilith?
I knew there was 3 of you.
Whoa.
3.
Anyway,
This has something to do with you?
Oh yeah, why
What?
not? What a second.
We forgot. We all got really
got
distracted.
really
That's actually a big deal.
I didn't forget.
Yes, which one did you see?
Yeah. Okay. We all done eating? I know it's been like 3 minutes.
definitely just still
The only
mowing
person
down on
who's
butterfly.
had anything to eat is
Right.
well, I
'cause-
guess Yasmin also
'cause
had
he
a
sat down.
butterfly.
I thought
Um,
pineapples were coming.
Oh, no, that was the you can calm down and get out of PA mode, which means you can step back out from the background.
The problem is he never put in our order. That's he just sat down. He didn't actually take the order to the kitchen.
The only person that put it in order was Poppy for jalapeno poppers.
That's
It's okay, I'm kind of too excited.
Water.
Yeah, I
That's all I
remembered, but
need.
then I was
Yeah, please, no, stay with us. Could you please answer the question?
Yeah.
How I.
Which show did you see?
Oh.
Oh, that feels like a really easy out.
Yeah, you actually don't get that. You maybe absolutely not.
No, that's not new information at all. That's how I knew you. I'm not even trying to sell that.
You sold that the same as you sold chalk.
Yeah. So, I do know you,
Yes.
and we go back a little ways.
What?
But
How little?
Like Little Spoon or
Because he's getting bigger.
Yeah, not that little
He's a
anymore.
big boy now.
kind of a medium spoon?
okay, well maybe
Like a grapefruit spoon.
He is a little sharp around the
Sharp
edges
around the
lately.
edges.
Oh no,
yeah.
I'm
No,
I'm
he
digging
kind of
it.
is.
I'm with you, man.
He's been getting very angry.
I didn't think you didn't know what a grapefruit spoon was.
Okay, Poppy,
Yes.
Kettle.
That
Yes.
these are
Um,
names.
It might be time for you both to know a little bit more about yourselves.
I would say so.
Okay.
Might be time and past, I would even say.
Schiffle,
mm-hmm.
I do believe it's time.
Wait, you know something?
We're gonna take him out back to.
Okay.
Kill me?
What?
No,
Oh.
it's to my house.
Oh.
My
You have
actual house.
another
Sounds
house.
right.
It's my house. It'll all make sense in a minute, I
Your
promise.
own house outside of your house.
It's an outhouse.
It's not wrong. It's not correct either.
As most things I say are
I
both.
want to be clear.
Are you not who you say you are?
No, I am.
Are you like them?
Rose Tamburn.
No.
I'm not like Evelios.
Okay,
No, I don't
really
think anybody's
we should-
like really.
As Velios is eating butterflies, from the feet up, it has started to warm, and the cloak kind of almost flips in over itself, and it becomes very summery and like flamey, and kind of matches Poppy in the coloration of the fire genassiness.
Evelios.
Yes.
Did the butterflies do that to you?
Whoa.
I don't know.
Roll me. You know what? Actually, roll me a d20. I'm also making a roll on my side.
What did you do to Yasmin?
I will never do it
We
again.
killed a child.
No.
You actually notice, Evelios, as you become more summery, take on that warmer visage. You guys all look as Yasmin's eyes, at first, seem to glow a more summery orange. And even her hair takes on highlights of like sunset tones after having eaten the butterfly. Just little touches, but you do notice it.
It looks good on you.
What?
What did you do?
Has it ever happened to you before?
What is this?
This is your color.
No, put
You
it
have
back.
a good season palette going on.
Why do I look different?
Not sure. The butterflies kind of. I eat them all the time. I don't know what they do. And he takes the bag and holds it upside down again. The bowl goes into the and he just puts it away.
Okay, let's go to the second
It'll
house.
probably go away in a minute.
Yeah, we should get to the secondary location.
Wait a minute, now it's sounding like concerning again.
We're gonna take him out back.
Sounds like I'm gonna get
Uh,
you kidnapped.
The second location. All right.
Shizzle, are you going to kill us?
I'm not going to kill you.
Well, the way you say that.
Quite the end of a hexagonal act.
It's really a yes or no question.
I am experiencing tension because in reality, no, but you are correct, Bobby, that it would be a fascinating scene for it to come around that way. Very fantasy Hitchcock.
So no.
I'd like to see you try.
What about a poppycock?
Poppycock. That's a good point.
I don't know if I should die.
This conversation's going in a
Let's
different direction.
peel that onion. You know, see?
Maybe leave it.
I'm gonna seal that back up.
We're gonna leave that a whole ogre.
Rose stands. And
But, pardon?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to do dial P for Poppy. I'd have that in my back pocket, but we'll come
Look,
back to it.
if we don't stop talking, we're never gonna get out of this scene.
We can't.
Everybody's
Close it
talking
up.
about scenes and I don't understand.
we're stuck in a hexagon, you guys.
Yeah. We need to stop.
However, Effie.
No.
No.
What is it?
Effie.
What?
It might be the energies
It might.
that Evelios has brought to the fore here
God.
in this unusual place with these unusual people.
Uh-huh.
But you feel something coming over you.
Uh-oh.
You feel evil
Oh.
as you grow a little mustache.
Yay!
And you become
And your mullet.
your evil twin.
Oh.
The glasses come off.
I need those to see.
He's back. The old one.
So wait, oh my god.
It's fine.
Evil
All right,
twins
to be,
don't see.
yes, so to be clear, let me be absolutely clear. Nothing weird or bad will happen right now. We're
That's what
perfectly
you
fine. Pardon?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I haven't met Effie. What in 3 words how do you describe her personality?
Mustache.
Well, that's new.
Oh,
I would say
it's very dashing.
nervous, sort of fidgety,
Okay.
and I don't know what this is. The calm.
Nervous and
She is,
calm.
she is
Well, right now.
unnervingly calm, which makes me nervous.
It's probably
Yeah,
because we
thanks.
hugged
Does that
earlier.
make you nervingly?
I'll follow you to a second location.
Oh, that's actually, we should be a little careful.
Oh, I'm
of-
creeped out.
I'll go to
Yeah.
the second location. That seems very in character for me.
Come on, little spoon.
Do
Do you want to just be called Spoon right now? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's understand a little bit more about what's going on, I guess.
To the outhouse.
Oh, I'm being so sporty.
You come out. Wow, well done.
Wow.
Don't worry about it. You come out into the ground. Made it worse.
Yeah.
You come out into the grounds once more. Soft, impeccably maintained grass cushions your feet as you walk, and the fields are punctuated by the scents of wild herbs, honeysuckle, elderflower, and citrus.
I step on flowers.
I pronounce them herbs.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, I picture that in the context like a marriage ceremony. Like, I pronounce you her. Because that's the thing I imagine Abelio's doing.
I would marry Rosemary in time together. Parsley's over in the corner.
What a
We
beautiful
don't talk about
woman.
sage.
Okay.
You're on fire tonight, bud.
Literally.
Well, Rose indicates, and Schiffle, you see steps forward toward an empty patch of grass. Schiffle.
It's time. Schiffle takes one step to the right. That's the ceremony.
Incredible.
You said it
I
could
mean,
be-
of course it is.
Yeah, you said it could be whatever I wanted.
That was the whole thing.
Schiffle inhales. It shifts. Yes.
The trick of the ritual is in its simplicity.
Should we do this too?
Don't.
Oh!
There is a gust of wind.
Sorry.
I tackle Schiffle.
Oh Jesus! roll a strength check.
Is my evil twin strong? Because I'm not.
No.
I don't know if I like this. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay. Effie's
About
evil
that.
twin has access to a lot of magical power. It's very
Your evil
unsettling.
twin makes the negative inspiration a positive inspiration.
Oh.
So
That's
it
how
totally
that
means I
works.
have inspiration.
Yeah, how
doesn't
many
it?
rerolls
We also
got?
have a bunch of rerolls.
I'll take a reroll. Got one lower.
Oh, another one?
Did take it.
Evil Effie would use all the rerolls for herself.
Oh, it just keeps getting lower. The highest I had was a 9.
Do it.
Can I add to it because Schiffle's a natural
Do it.
improviser?
Oh, do you want to lean into the
Yes, and
tackle?
it's like, oh, stage combat.
Reroll with advantage.
I loved it.
Because Schiffle's totally going with it. Damn, you bad.
Bad. It's bad.
This is not a strong suit of mine.
But that's fine.
But I do still tackle you.
I want to see I want to hear the total.
It was still the highest was that 9. They did just keep getting lower, like one by one.
I'm sorry. I just feel responsible always.
So, Schiffle,
How tall is Schiffle?
Medium size.
what, like,
For a bird?
a
Or
number?
For a bird.
Like,
Are you
like,
a bird?
Like spoon size?
Yeah, I'm a kenku.
Oh,
I've been impersonating you this entire time. Did you not
No
realize?
no one told me.
Oh.
Because I only see who you really are. I don't see you. So it's really difficult for me to tell when you're a
Oh.
I've been
bird.
meaning to hear that for a very
That's
long
That's really
time.
sweet.
Is that beautiful or strange?
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense now. Great.
You see the artist. Not the struggling artist, but the artist.
The, like, the
underneath
movie.
The struggle.
Schiffle is saying this from the floor.
So anyhow, yeah. What happened?
Effie, I think, went to tackle you as you did the shift. Like, you just started moving, and I think she just trips on the way. She's still as clumsy as she's ever been, so she just kind of trips and, like,
Grabs onto your legs on the ground.
Oh, yes. Next, and I'll lean down. Next time, if you move with your shoulder and kind of go to stomp, it'll seem like it'll make the sound of it. So it'll sound like combat.
PTSD.
what are you saying? No,
Maybe
don't say it again.
Oh,
Effie, upon lightly skinning
No.
your knee, you take 1 point of twin
Another
damage.
skin me.
twin damage. Did you hurt yourself?
No.
Did you really? Inside check.
Roll.
Here we go.
I'll roll deception.
Ooh. I need
Here
a
we
different
go.
die.
Roll off.
Yeah.
Placid roll off.
Listen to your boy Billy Zane.
So, evil Effie rolls very poorly.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Yes. How did you do?
5. Can I use a reroll?
Yes, yes,
I
you
got a
may.
5 on the die. But what's my deception?
Burn
my
that
deception
reroll,
is a
Kenku.
-1.
Hey,
Oh
Vince.
my god.
Hey, Vince.
Never mind.
We're good.
Are you good?
Yeah. We'll stay on that. Are you? Did you hurt yourself? Actually, updated question. Where did you hurt yourself?
My left knee, but you can tell she was lying. It's her right knee.
I pull out my healer's kit,
Oh.
and I will heal you. Hold on. I will heal you 1d6 plus 4. You can go and roll that.
Oh no, she shouldn't.
I only took 1.
It literally could not heal it.
It's all better.
Gets up.
Upon Schiffle's shift and the ritual's completion, there is a gust of wind and like the shimmering rolls of a field of wheat, you watch the very air and space before you ripple like disturbed leaves that refract the light of the sun in dizzying ways. Beams of light bend, twist, bounce, and coalesce in the shape of a small house, dimming to a light, summery simmer. There's no door, just strands of blue sky hanging in threads across the entryway. Rose steps inside.
Wow.
Oh, thank you. I've been working on the ritual.
Oh.
That was
Why
so-
does it need a ritual?
Understated.
No small rolls. Only small. Wait. Yes.
No small rolls, only low ones.
Now
Very
that's
good.
merch. Like we should make a shirt.
No small rolls, only little spoons. All right.
So after all of you.
Why did it need a ritual? Why did the house need a ritual? Why won't nobody tell me that?
Let's find out.
Mm.
Go, Spoon.
I'll
I just
go.
going inside. Oh, all right. Okay.
I like your
You still have a
decisiveness.
mustache.
Yes.
Okay. Evelio snaps their fingers and a mustache goes
Nice.
with minor illusion.
I like your style.
Yes. Up
Alright,
until this
I'll go in
point,
the house.
being bad
This is
guy is
too
the
weird.
best job in the world.
As we all enter the house, it's a perfectly cozy little home. Walls of fired pale clay are adorned with art, dried herbs, and flowers. They have been so pronounced. Shelves of knickknacks and personal effects and stacks of scrolls.
Are there any patty whacks?
A brick hearth
I have to
burns.
go.
I give up.
A brick hearth burns with a revitalizing warmth, and the room is lightly furnished with table, chairs, sofa, bed, larder, and kitchen. The furniture intricately upholstered with soft fabrics and cushions. Throw pillows and knits are aplenty.
Can I sit down and put my feet on the table?
Whoa! Oh, hey.
Evil!
I love that evil Effie is mostly just a little impolite.
You actually. Hello, Effie. I know we just met, but you can't actually. Within the house.
Or what?
Pardon?
Or what?
That's right. You tell him.
Or
I forgot how little you get done every day.
we'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
Tell me about it, brother.
Who's that?
You don't know.
I mean, yeah, I assumed you'd know, but I can tell you about it if you want.
You know what? Later.
Okay.
That had a weird implication to it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll come back later.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I see you quite often.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not a sex.
Fight.
It's not a sick pineapples.
Okay. The reality is, if you put your feet up on any of the furniture, it'll get scuffed, and then someone will have to clean it. Someone. So, if you mind, or don't, if you don't mind.
I mind.
Look,
So
I know
proud
this
of
seems
you.
out of character, literally, for me to ask this, but why are we here?
Well, a couple things happen.
Oh yeah.
Rose begins to appear to explain things, but before she does, I'm afraid whatever's going around is continuing to. Kettle, you are inspired by your squire's very gentle,
Squire.
sort of malevolence. As Kettle,
Inspired.
you find yourself suddenly spawning a little mustache of your own.
On top of my mustache.
Just with layers.
Join me on the furniture, Kettle.
And becoming your evil twin, Kettle.
Well, now it's becoming a fad, and he wipes his mouth.
Well, I really do think you need to keep your feet off of the table now. Let's put the feet down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
You need
appreciate
to be
it.
more considerate of other people. Really.
Evil Kettle is just decent.
Do you have room for more squires? I love
Oh.
this energy.
Oh well, I do think I do have a roster.
You
now.
have an opening because I quit.
You can't quit. I fire you.
You did it after.
It hurt. It hurt to say that, and I'm sorry.
What is happening in this house?
I'm leaking.
And on that, we have a confessional
leaking.
Oh, God.
for Kettle.
Oh! Well, now this is who I really am on the inside. This is the reflection of the intellect that it takes to be a master detective. Of course, I've been crowded by all of this programming about destroying spring. As if you could destroy a whole season or a kingdom of the Fae. That's ridiculous. I mean, really. I just need to sit down and focus on the things that are important to me, like friendship, creating good memories together with these people that I adore so very much. I would do anything for them, and I shall quest to earn their friendship in return. Meow, meow.
Well, make yourselves at home. This is my place. I had it brought over, and Schiffel here agreed to be my mystician if I taught him the knowledge of the written arts. It was very generous of
And we
him.
all know what that word means.
Okay, hang on.
One of you does.
Not me.
It is you. I'll explain.
I was gonna say, this is a faith thing.
What?
Okay,
You do know.
I do?
Yeah, you do.
Why do I know it?
that was worth it for your face alone.
Does she need a mustache to be able to
What
know?
happened?
Just
What
a
did I do?
wide-eyed stare like you forgot your homework.
I did. What? Do you mean Poppy knows or Gina knows? Because one of these isn't like the other.
Neither of you act well. Gina does not know. Poppy does know, but it just hasn't come up. It's a faith thing.
Yes.
Like what?
Listen, I made it up today.
Say it again.
A mystician.
Okay, go away.
You made it up. It's not going to be on
You can't look it up.
What the heck are you talking about? If you make it up, how do I know?
Stop gaslighting our players.
Just say it. Tell us what it is.
No, Poppy knows, not Gina.
Just tell us what it is. Say it. Say what it means, Vince.
If it helps, I actually know.
It does help. I
He
feel
says
better.
he made it up today, but I talked to him on the phone yesterday.
Say what it means, Vince. Say it.
You know what? That's fair. I did make it up yesterday. You've got me there.
I feel so used.
I put it on the wiki if you do want to look it up. Your instinct was correct.
A mystician, as Poppy well knows, is
Yes. And they're so well.
One who
Is-
mists.
essentially a secret keeper of the Fae. It's a mortal person who offers to house and contain certain secret truths for a Fae entity so we can anchor ourselves more strongly in the physical world.
Then why were you
Sure
taking
is
out
mortal.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Sorry, couldn't resist.
It's rules that they need to be mortal.
But,
Hang on, Fae entity?
Yeah, so, hey,
Oh yeah.
Are you a Fae entity?
you said we.
yes,
Are you the mortal?
Me?
He's
Are you
she's
the tether?
super immortal.
Then why were you taking appetizer orders?
No.
Mortal.
Mortal, not immortal.
a mortal.
No, but it sounds like you've got an important
mortal.
job. I do understand. This has nothing to do with the fact that you can die.
It doesn't pay being a mystician.
Yes.
Much like being a squire.
What? We've never discussed compensation. I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. I've neglected you this whole time. It must be so
We've
hard.
definitely talked
Super
about
cut of us talking about compensation.
That just never crossed my mind. I should listen more.
I was gonna say, I think we've just learned that Kettle really doesn't listen to a thing we say. Anyway, back to the whole Fae thing.
Yeah, God, yeah, we have a lot to talk about, y'all.
Get to it.
Yes, talk more about the mathematician.
All of a sudden, as Rose crosses the room to a small drawer, as you tug at your mustache,
Once
Effie.
again, Effie is free from anxiety.
Oh, this is a shame,
Truly
then.
relaxed.
As you play with your mustache, it tugs off cleanly,
Oh.
and you suddenly are yourself again.
I can't see.
Oh, here, yes. Here you
Thank
are.
you.
There.
Poppy.
Yes.
Rose opens a drawer. Rose opens a drawer and pulls something out. She walks back and hands it to you. It's a small orange blanket, gently embroidered with little palm trees and clouds, the kind that a child might have.
Oh no.
You were so sweet. You slept the whole way. And I remember that day. I want you to know that I still really regret taking you. Oh, yeah. And you remember, Poppy.
You're the Wicked Witch from my play.
That's sounds like some editorializing going on there.
It
You
actually
appeared.
sounds like you made it nicer than she actually is.
But you
might
do
be right.
remember
I don't know.
of your memory from the rose-colored glasses, of a woman's face looking over your crib and smiling warmly at you.
Yes.
And now you recognize the woman standing in front of you.
Oh
makes sense, then.
boy. Oh boy.
I'm gonna make sense to somebody.
This
But
is
what? Oh, hey, Poppy, you're like me. How could you be physically related?
Oh, I'm not
No.
related to her. I just,
She's the one that took me.
Yeah,
You know this?
yeah, it happens. I didn't know this specific. It makes sense why I'm here now at this time, and this is a thing that happens with. Yeah, makes sense now.
It is so good
Oh.
to have you here.
I want
Is
you to
it?
know that every day I do really regret taking you from your family, and that I know this doesn't help you necessarily, but you were the last one for me. I gave up on the plan that day.
Oh, I need to know so much more
plan?
information.
Oh, what? Here I go.
Here
no.
Wardrobe?
So sorry.
What?
But before we get into it, we have a confessional for Poppy.
Hey!
Oh, gosh.
There's a lot happening right now.
Hi. So today's a really weird day, and I know we have a lot of those, but the being that sees people that aren't there and sees multiple versions of them and their insides, but he knew Lilith, and then this Rose lady, but in the play version she was evil and she took me from my sister, but she has really nice eyes. Why do I want to keep finding them? I really wanted to find them. And the closer I get, the more I don't want to. But I really like the way this blanket smells. It smells like salt. I think that's what I care about more. Now, I do want to know who my sister is, but I don't want to know what my parents did. And I don't want to see their love at someone else. That's all. Goodbye.
There's a reason for us being here. The changelings. It was akin to an arms race early on, and twofold at that. To being potentially, to bringing people potentially into the sway of the wilds, people of high capability, people who could become very, very talented, important, powerful people, and to also replace them with sleepers who could work in the interests of their domains within Boros. Some of us drifted very far into mortality and forgot who we really were. And some of us dove into the work. Others rebelled entirely. Every court was involved, except for one, as far as I know. Zermaya Winterchill and the frozen halls of the Driftlands. As I understand it, she never participated. She always felt the Fae should not meddle at all in the affairs of Boros.
That sounds like and you look at Elvelios, and Elvelios is just winter now. Just cold and like little bits of ice or like snow is floating off the shoulders.
What are you? What's up?
I don't know if it's your turn to ask questions.
Wait, hang on. So
Are you saying?
are you saying that you're a changeling too, or are you just from the?
Yeah, I was.
Which season?
I am from the summer. Like you.
But there are no winter changelings? That's not true.
Sorry?
Nothing. It's not my story.
Yeah, no, I as far as I know, Zermaya refused to participate, so that's all.
Why the school?
Why the school?
Why'd you take me to the school?
In the Summer Wilds.
Yes.
That's the
Why didn't you find me a family?
Unfortunately, I didn't have any say or control of what happened after I brought you.
Who hired you?
That was certain individuals in the court of Summer.
In my memory, my father did something. Did he do something?
Your case was a little bit different than some of the others. I wish I could explain to you more what it was for, because you didn't have a swap.
Why? Wait, are you saying you can't explain because you're not willing to, or because you're not able to?
Because I don't know. Because usually the reason that one person is taken is also because another person is put in their place. But you, the order was just to take you, not to leave anyone else behind.
Something must have been exchanged, though, right? Things get exchanged.
I can only
That's how it
suppose.
works. We're just. So you're saying it was just a kidnapping?
Essentially, yes. There was no exchange.
Curious. Well, how that normally happens.
Oh, they could be looking for me?
I have put a lot of thought into what it might mean.
Everything. Yeah.
About why. Because I'd never heard of that before or since. And by my reckoning...
But do you know about the plaques? The wall.
Yeah. And...
There was life. But there wasn't another me.
And you see she reaches over into that same drawer and pulls out another one of the plaques with her own face on it and places it down on the table. The image of her face, of much younger woman carved into it, is moving and alive, similar to yours, but not without the fading, not without the what appeared to be the attrition that yours had experienced when you discovered it with Ember.
I've seen this too. I'm sorry, I've seen this as well.
Oh, right, you still
Yeah.
got a mustache.
With
under a
Yasmin,
mustache.
we ran into this portrait of you. I didn't realize at the time that I should be deeply ashamed of what you've done.
Oh, Yasmin never mentioned that.
Was Yasmin stolen as well?
No, Yasmin was born here in Boros.
What about Kettle?
Cattle. Yeah. Well, I imagine you also have a few questions yourself. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, if I'm just an afterthought, then go ahead and explain if you want, but otherwise I'll just sit here and boil off.
I wish I could tell you everything. But in a lot of ways, you are a mystery to me as well. You came to me after we'd already built this body as a spirit of rage and intention. The magic we used to create your body, I think we maybe took a hint too many from the wilds, because one day you were there. You tried to tell me some things when you first arrived, but very, very quickly the transition had taken your mind, your memories. I wish I knew more.
What did he say at the... I suppose that might actually be private, Kettle. Maybe I shouldn't ask.
I don't remember.
You told me your name. You introduced yourself as Ketal.
That's why you said it with an accent.
I thought you just said it wrong.
Yeah, I thought you were just being a jerk.
I still think you're a jerk.
Yeah.
I also introduced Yasmin to you in the same way. But over time, I don't know if it was her mispronunciation or a change of heart for you, but you adopted Kettle. which is great. But yeah, I honestly, the real deeper answers for both of you, whatever burning questions you may really have, I wish I could satisfy them. I wish I could make that right for you, but I'm afraid those answers are locked away in places that I cannot go. Not anymore. Whatever answers that there may still be are going to be in the wilds, and with people who I'm no longer on good terms with.
Oh, well, then that's fine. I think it's too dangerous to go into the wilds. I'm fine with not knowing. And you must have been going through so much. I'm so sorry for everything that you've had to deal with.
Pick up a napkin and I try to like wipe the mustache off.
Yeah, I'm starting to get worried
now
about
might
that.
be the time to be angry.
Well, not dangerous for you, and not dangerous for me either. I'm physically incapable of it now. I'm stuck here
Good.
because I
Quit.
because I stopped performing my duty and decided to settle down in Boros.
They
But-
accepted this plane as theirs.
Right. So, but this home you brought from the wilds, or?
I was able to siphon off my original home and root it here. Yeah, I met Brelwyn.
Wow.
We
Oh,
really did
wow.
start
Still
calling
got
him
some of that
Mister.
pain, yeah.
Forgot your husband's name.
I met Brelwyn, and I was pursuing a similar line of research at the time. And when we had Yasmin, I thought everything would be, or at least begin to become normal again, until she got sick.
Did wiping his mustache off work?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
That's fine.
Uh,
You deserve to see this as you.
Mm.
Hear this information. It's important. And
What did you do? What did you do to those kids that you stole?
Yeah, how many did you take?
oh, she was the one. I received one assignment. I followed it through, and after that, could not stomach doing any more.
Behind Poppy's just sort of very quietly boring a hole through you. It doesn't look. She doesn't look like she wants to kill you. Like the rage isn't there. It is pure confusion and like trying to dissect you, and understand you. But
Yeah.
behind her, it just out of shadow, is Spoon. Is just
Ladle at this
Spoon,
point.
who has taken on a sort of menacing hunch as he just sort of breathes and seethes behind her.
Poppy, if there was any way that I could fix this to make it right, I know it can never replace what you lost.
where
but
do they live?
your parents? Well, back then, and that was some time ago, they were in the very south of Tarif, off the coast on an island.
I've been kind of close then.
Yeah. I can't tell you for certain that they or anyone is still there, but that is where you were when all of this happened.
What was the point? Right? You said the other courts were in on this except for Winter. What were you doing?
Why were we taking the kids?
Yeah.
Well, it was to... You mean beyond the obvious.
Do I?
Beyond...
They did it for power.
It's a good question, actually.
Thank you.
Because, yes, what they told us was that we were trying to stay competitive with the other Fey realms by increasing our influence in Boros, while then also filling the ranks of the wilds themselves with the talent and the abilities, the competencies of Boros' most exceptional, was the idea. But yeah, I always thought there was more to it than that.
Little Spoon takes a step closer in like a kind of menacing way, and Poppy goes, "But you didn't leave anyone behind. I am not exceptional. I was a dancer. I make things. How is that helpful?"
You have to think about it in exceptional in regards to the eyes of a Fae. It may not make sense, but you will seem exceptional in one way or another, which you are, which is why they brought you. Doesn't mean it has to be exceptional.
But I wasn't exceptional there. I was barely passing.
But to them, you were. It's a matter of perspective and a matter of that their brains work differently.
Poppy, if what I've heard is correct, then you might have noticed that things in the wilds are changing.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean all this spring business. It seemed to me like maybe the people most involved in this weren't even themselves at first sure why they were doing it, but they were otherwise compelled. I think at some point along the line, maybe more recently, they've started to make up their mind. Because now, whereas the summer wild that I left prioritized the arts and passion and creativity and enjoyment, it's become something that is preparing almost for war. And it goes beyond spring.
You're saying that the corruption that has affected Dew is spreading to the other.
It just may have hit
cores?
spring first.
Which would make sense if spring being what it is.
I don't know for sure if it's all coming from the same place. Because what Dew is doing, trying to take over Boros, trying to physically embody here in the mortal plane, it's
really difficult.
It should be impossible, and it is.
Tell
But,
that to all our dead friends.
Yeah.
well, thankfully, he's not been able to do it
Weird
so
thing
far.
to say thankfully immediately after.
Yeah.
Well, because if Dew was here in the flesh, we'd be having a very, very, very different conversation.
He's making pretty good strides towards it.
Yeah, but he's not here yet.
How long
That's
have you
important. It's an important technicality.
Our friends are just as dead.
That's fair.
How long have you known about the corruption?
It's a good question, because corruption is not the word I would use. Because Dew is corrupt. The spring is corrupt. The infatuation with violence and madness and control that saturates that realm now under Dew's carefully guided hand is very much its own beast. But the other realms, even Winter, felt like they were preparing for something, felt more like they were afraid. That they were not the antagonists, but they were anticipating something coming. I don't know.
And it's not what's happening now with Dew. It's something worse.
The fact that they've been training since long before Dew invaded, and the fact that they've not moved against Dew here in Boros tells me that that's not the top of their priority list right now.
Does this affect the afterlife?
Well,
Your friends were doing something. They were fighting something.
You're
Is
right.
it busting through realms? Are they preparing for
who is
something?
this? What is this?
Our friends who died.
Got messages out, you know.
They were contacting us and they were fighting something. That's
Well, they're all on the primordial concordat. All of these archfey, all of these archdemons, devils, divines.
yeah. Even
They
your
are
god was
connected.
being weird.
I don't know if it's connected or not.
I have a question for
There is
you.
something
Yeah.
wrong.
You said that something compelled the higher court of the Fae to do such actions like stealing children and taking big swings for power. What compelled you to do it? It's awfully odd that your moral compass kicked in after.
When you're in the wilds, when you've never been to Boros, when none of this is
Where stealing babies is normal?
real. Well, because that's the thing is, when I was first told about this plan, the way it's presented is that these are children who are fated for either death or despair or something horrible to befall them that will invalidate the ability for them to evoke their talents and share them with the world.
So then you take a child from where you're from, and you put that child in the position of the despair, and you take the talented ones out of it?
No, because the changelings, at least in most cases, know who they are. And they know what they are meant to do. They will not befall the same fate because they will not live the same life.
So is that what you're training to do?
I'd like to be clear.
You gonna be a baby?
Or stealing?
I'd like to be clear. I no longer believe that's true. I don't think we were instructed honestly, and I don't think that the intentions were always benign. Where the lie may have begun, I don't know.
Morals and ideals are different. They're fundamentally, you have to understand, in that the corruption and everything that's happening is happening, but the baseline of logic that exists in the Feywild is much different than here, and to them, this action is not bad.
It's a rescue mission.
That is kind of weirdly true. They're very strange there.
Look, they're distracted, so things are happening that aren't supposed to be happening.
Which is true.
There's a reason I get to go wherever I want.
I'm afraid to ask about that, honestly. I don't want to look at that too
It's because
closely.
no one's looking quite closely at what I'm doing and what certain people are doing. They're more concerned on something else. What that is, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think we'll find out sooner than we want to, honestly, about that. Do you think that whatever is affecting the wilds is the reason that Yasmin is not doing well?
Oh, I know what's happening with Yasmin.
You
What?
do?
They're in the lead.
What?
Wow, this is a big day.
It started off so slow.
I can't help but feel that it's also because of me. But essentially, another consequence of spring. And now
Knew it.
there are forces within her that are draining her away. Brelwyn thought he'd found a loophole with Kettle, and maybe he had, but that is no longer an option.
I was supposed to be the vessel.
Yes. Summer Fae contain power that mortal bodies cannot easily handle without training and acclimation. And while trying to learn how to manage those unusual energies and feelings and sensations, they are highly susceptible to the influences of other Fae. The tipping of the balance over to spring in Tariv was overwhelming for Yasmin before I could prepare her to embrace her shared lineage, and now this is the consequence.
would it help if I brought her somewhere else?
You want to take my kid?
I mean,
Oh wow,
there's
it's a wild concept to you,
there's
huh?
actually poetry in
What a
there.
par-
Interesting.
what a parallel.
Whoa, somebody wants to
No,
take my kid.
I
Now
don't-
that, my
look.
friends, is a hexagon.
I don't want your child. That's not my style. I can bring her somewhere else, though, if they want. I can bring her to the Feywild. Until you can figure out some way to fix it
Would that
Maybe
slow
it won't
the process?
happen.
What, taking her? You mean take her to spring?
Yeah, I mean, I know people
I
there.
have every reason to believe that the ban on my returning to the wild would likely extend to Yasmin as well.
Remember when I said they weren't paying attention to me, right? I could bring her to see Ember.
Ember's nice.
Or Fessembora.
Someone who's there, someone you all know, could keep an eye on her.
Would that do it?
And
She's just
as-
being eaten alive by spring?
It's more the juxtaposition of energies. For all of you, most of you, spring doing what it's doing, you're not going to, beyond the obvious repercussions of their physical assault on the land, on your friends, you yourselves don't feel the effects. But people who are from the Fae are going to be able to pick up on it, are going to feel that nagging, that tearing, that fighting for control.
What if it starts to make her sick?
Oh, there was another woman with you. Where did she go?
I had something to take care of.
They won't take long.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
don't wait up.
the very Irish guy did say that.
I would ask her about it, though, in a non-intrusive fashion.
Rickard's part of your team. You should know your staff members.
I do not run the Blackout team.
You should.
Oh, but you know who's on the blackout team.
Yeah, I know about the Blackout team, but it's not
Seems like
my
something
area.
people aren't supposed to know about, but that's just
Right?
me.
It's
Right?
just a little sus that like by
Everybody-
name. She was like, oh
everybody
yeah, he's on the
seems like
blackout
they know
team,
about
but I
the
don't know anything
Blackout
about
team.
him.
Like,
And
I know
she
about
was just
the
like, oh, the
Blackout
Irish
team.
guy.
Right,
They
he's
all
a
took their
freelancer,
masks off,
so.
But, like, Blackout Team 101 is don't take your mask off.
Oh. No, he's bad at that.
Yeah.
They all have a lot
He
of
also
Zima.
doesn't wear a shirt.
They have emphysema.
And on that, and on that, we're taking a very short break. Don't go anywhere. I love you all, and stay here. Welcome back, everyone. We find ourselves in a little summer wild cabin once more. Rose is lost in thought, staring over to Yasmin, who sits in a chair looking out of a window over the property. She looks more exhausted by the day, and it seems to you all that there isn't a lot of time left. Kisan is sitting with her,
All right.
telling
I'll put
her,
here.
because he had something to do in this scene, Kisan is sitting with her, telling her little stories and playing them out by casting small illusions into her view just outside the window. He's done very well keeping her busy and distracted while all of this has been going on, teaching her small tricks of magics and telling her the names and stories of the stars on the flight over the night
Told me any
before.
magic yet.
Well, we'll get to it.
It's a Make-A-Wish thing, just like
Wait, who has access to a wish belt?
John Cena! Yeah. Yasmin, man, I'm gonna go.
Here, do you want the shell?
Yeah, shell,
Here.
I think I'm done for the night.
He follows me in case.
Wait, John
Does he
Cena?
really?
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Is
Oh,
he
yeah, he follows
watching?
me too.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Is he watching?
I'm not allowed
John-
to say that.
What the fuck, John Cena?
Show John Cena.
Not following me. Peacekeeper, my ass.
Yeah, I think
Fuck.
his PR team went through a TTRPG phase.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did.
Yasmin.
To the show.
Yasmin. God damn it. Mr. Cena is here for D&D. We're gonna give him D&D.
I'm so sorry.
Yasmin puts her hand out, trying to make a shape with her fingers for a spell that Kisan showed her. And Kisan adjusts her hand just slightly. When he does, there is a flicker, like a colorful static that ripples down Kisan to Yasmin. Yasmin's eyes flash in a kaleidoscope for a moment and then clear. And if anything, she looks just a little bit renewed. Rose blinks. Kisan lets go and examines his hands.
What'd you do?
I don't know what that.
What did you
Why
do?
do you
was.
never
Spellcasting.
know what's happening?
I wasn't casting a spell yet. I was just trying to show her how she could cast a little minor illusion outside the window.
Show me a book.
Wait. He.
I have an idea.
Meh.
If the energies are what's hurting her, if the energies are what's hurting her, it's possible that when you showed her how to do the spell, you released some of that energy, which is what is poisoning her, and it allowed a little bit of release, which caused a renewal.
Some background information for your sweetheart also. He was in a weird little cocoon that the spring guy made for a little bit because he was trying to make him kind of like a scion.
Furthers my point.
I've got a direct connection to the spring wilds.
Yeah,
but Ivalios, could you roll me a Arcana or Religion? You could choose.
It's not going to be religion.
Yeah, I can't roll that either.
Anyone else also wanting to kind of like discern what just happened can roll an Arcana.
That would be a
Absolutely, I
22.
do.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Nice.
Roll that for Trey. So.
I don't know what's happening.
Did you roll a natural 20?
I did put natural 20.
Wow.
Which means I got a 19.
Oh, what a bummer.
22.
19's great. 22, 19, Effie?
Oh, my stats are wrecked from last time.
Oh, right, because you had adjusted.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't put it back.
Uh-oh,
So you
it's
haven't-
still funny.
Oh, it's still funny, so it's a 23.
That's not that weird.
I had a plus 12. I didn't roll that well.
Ah. Great. 22, 23, 19, 4.
Sucks, man.
4.
Still,
And
natural 20
unattempted.
now.
20.
It's still a natural 20. Even though it's a 19, it's still a natural 20.
No, you did great.
We
You did
serve
great.
a
You did
different
great.
You did great,
You did
sweetie.
great.
Yes. Bless your heart.
Gold star.
I've taken enough. of the
This is so unnecessarily mean. I'm so sorry.
I already roll really low.
That's
This is just
true.
insult to injury.
Okay,
If we call
everybody but
attention to it, it won't happen again.
Everybody but Kettle gets this.
Figure.
Even the ones who didn't roll.
You're on the up and up.
Okay. Now, I'd say that the Ivalios might have a slightly closer insight to this than you two might. I don't know why the lime was necessary. He's getting really fucking right in there.
Pouring out a lemon.
Knowledge. Juicing oranges. I really want to go home. But no.
You got another hour, bud.
I know.
This is your show.
I know.
You're in charge here, sort of.
Am I really?
No.
No, they are.
No more
However,
orange
all of you
juice.
pick up on this. It feels.
I'm picking it up.
It feels like Kisan initiated. And actually, I'll give it to you like this. Relax.
I'm relaxed. I'm eating some tamales.
No, relax more.
Tall boy stance.
Ivalios, you
Yes.
pick up on a trace of spring energy that is radiating off of Yasmin, and it puts visions into your mind. The two of you notice the colors and the ripples and the frequencies of the static itself, and you're picking up on a magic that, at least in your studies, is familiar in the to being similar like oath magic, like the magic of agreements, the magic of deals, which is very fey. But Ivalios, you also
That's so bad.
You also see the specific connection to the palace of the Spring Wild called Garland, and all of you get the impression that it looks like, intentionally or not, and I would wager not, Kisan just initiated a temporary stay of Yasmin's fate by almost interceding on behalf of the Lord of Spring, by siphoning some power off of Garland unintentionally.
Well, keep doing it.
I don't know what I did. I think I
here.
just shot the one in me.
Let me try. And Avelios kind of, and just turn, like, petals just off his back, and he becomes vibrant and green and sort of new like spring.
Ah, get him!
Hang on.
Yes, roll it.
Yeah, we should have
It's
warned
another
you about
spy. That is a 13.
Does not hit.
I attack anyway.
just kind of just into petals and then I'm standing next to Jasmine. I misty step.
Hang on, Kettle. Wait, this is for the kid. Hang on.
What? What are you doing? Don't send her to the spring.
I'm not sending her to the spring.
I'm not letting her go to the spring.
I don't know what's happening, and it's very confusing.
Okay, everybody take a breath.
Look,
No!
you saw me before. I can go between all the.
And I don't like that you do that.
That's actually
But that's
really
something
valid.
we're
We
going to
can't
have to
argue
work
with
out.
that, honestly.
between us, and you're going to have to put that on pause for just a minute while I talk to the little girl, okay?
But how do I know you're not a spy for the spring?
You don't.
Okay.
What's up?
Am I talking to the girl?
So she's trying to do the thing back to you that you did in the galley.
Yeah, no, hi. Yes. Hypothesis. Can I see your hands? Just put your hands in mine.
I don't like it.
Can I feel the spring energy kind of resonating between the two of us?
Oh, he's boiling. All right, hurry up, y'all.
With your 22, you pick up the traces of it, but to you it no longer feels like it's an active flowing thing. It's more the residuals, the aftershocks.
Great. What I need you to do, I need you to visualize. Go with me on this. I need you to visualize.
I'm trying, man.
Take that. Do you feel that kind of buzz, that energy that is inside you? Do you feel the remnants of what the last bits of the feeling with what? I'm sorry. What is your name? And I turn to the guy who caused the reaction in the first place.
Kisun.
Kisun, that little moment you all had. Can you take the feeling of what that was, and can you give it to me? Can you visualize letting it flow from your hands into mine?
I can try.
I would like to expend a spell slot to kind of open a bridge between the two of us, a magical way for that energy to flow into my hands.
Okay, yeah. I will require. Oh my god. I will require another Arcana roll as you facilitate this.
How many rerolls we got?
Don't worry about it.
I'm always worried about it. Always. I am
I
the
have an
one that
inspiration
worries.
point that I will spend.
That's true. Because you
Okay.
did a funny.
Yeah. Not better. I'll use a reroll.
Okay.
Better. Ow! Why?
Was it almost a
So
natural?
it
Take
tipped
one
it
more.
up. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Okay. That would be a 21.
Okay. You feel the connection open. And I will say that while you have established a flow of these energies between the two of you and a little bit of an entrance into this world of spring that the energies have emanated from originally, it does feel like a tenuous, fractured connection.
Great.
That is difficult to manage.
I just want to hold still. And I want to grab it, that energy, and take a piece of it out. And hold it in my hands.
Yeah, fuck it.
Now, everyone, I need you to come here, all of you. Come over here.
Are we holding hands?
In a way. And I'm going to take that and kind of change it into sort of a light pink orb. I want you all to touch this. This is a gift from Yasmin to you all. And you are helping in her getting better. So all of you, put your hands on this.
I don't know if I trust it.
I love helping.
You said your purpose is protecting Yasmin.
This is protecting Yasmin. All of this energy flows into your hands. You all gain a level.
You chaos
What?
gremlin.
What? How?
And you all are level 11.
No way!
Okay.
I need to know that I have been yelling at Vince till at his level for a month.
Yeah.
And the Valios did it.
With
Amazing.
spring energy?
Oh no, is Kettle gonna do it right
This is
now?
lucky for you. I'll say a couple things happen though as you do this. You share this magic with all of them as they all just go boop, up and
Start glowing.
Congrats. And they go up they go up a level. But it affects one of you a little bit differently than the others. Poppy.
2 levels.
Haha.
You gain 12 levels. No. The pink orb. The pink orb, after it distributes this energy across everyone, you notice as it seems to then, with intention, with almost a little bit of consciousness, with focus, then absorbs the rest of it into you. You've still gained some power, that one level. You don't feel any different, but for whatever reason, the orb seems to have settled in you and has disappeared.
I took a big chunk.
What?
I don't know. I feel like I got a lot more of it.
You went back for seconds.
No.
Oh.
As the energy leaves Avelius' hands, it almost seems like it takes the spring with it. And as it does, Avelius goes back to his autumn sort of thing. You kind of see his hands sort of shrivel a little bit and become more like sticks and just kind of shrink back from it and go,
Oh yeah, you look way better now.
better.
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
And we have a confessional for Schiffle.
Oh,
buddy.
What you up to, bud?
Count us in.
Shiffinal.
Okay. So overall, this script is fine. The first 2 acts, I think, put a lot on the table that the third act doesn't quite pay off. The casting of this, not huge potential. I'm not exactly sure who would be in this one. There's not... You always want a big award moment. Do you know what I mean? About a 37-second monologue that will look really great in a clip. This just doesn't have it. Unfortunately, I am going to have to say pass on this script. I'm sure someone else will pick it up. And this writer has a lot of potential. I would say keep going. So I'm going to put a pass on this one. That's my coverage. I wonder what everyone else is up to. Meow, meow.
As Schiffle is apparently Rose's reader.
And Schiffle will wander out. Well, you all look like a touch taller. What's going on?
Well, didn't you
Didn't I what?
get taller?
No, I was doing coverage in the back.
Oh.
That's what you were doing.
I was reading a script and I was grading it upon my personal opinion or bias, which is how this entire industry is done. It's mostly unpaid labor reading scripts and looking through and going, I don't know about this, all while I myself am aspiring. So I am coming into this with a lot of anger, a lot of jealousy, and I'm pouring that into the scripts. And then that's kind of how this entire thing turns.
You're physically causing me pain.
I didn't ask for this tonight.
My book has so many new things. My side of the table is wild.
Puppy.
Real fan bullshit over there.
Oh my god.
There's so many nosebleeds.
How you doing, sweetheart?
Avelius is just constantly bleeding from the nose.
Yeah, so can I get anyone like a fantasy Keurig or anything like that? Or
Like the whole machine?
oh, boy, what if I could? I would. No, unfortunately, it would just be a cup of whatever.
A
it
cup of
produces.
Keurig.
A cup of Keurig, fantasy Keurig.
Right.
Yeah.
Schiffle?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Rose.
Hello.
Just so we know who's talking.
And I'm Schiffle.
You've been a pretty great help, I gotta say.
Thank you.
And it's, you know,
Oh my god, are you firing Schiffle?
no, whoa, no.
It sounded like the beginning of a
It
fire.
really was.
Oh, it was the opposite.
Oh.
Yeah, in
Oh,
order to be
promotion.
No. In order to be fired or promoted, you have to get paid.
Oh, I pay.
In what?
Well,
Insight check!
well, no, because he said it first. His version's canon.
I'm taking a real.
God damn it.
Ooh, metal
Oh!
Roll for exposure.
That's all it's been.
dice. Roll for exposure.
What'd you get?
Like this dice tray that has a little divot in the middle. It's not my favorite.
Insight?
Yeah.
The highest is a 10.
Oh, bless.
No.
No.
Schiffle,
I'll take these two back.
have you not been taking your pay? That's Martin's supposed to be helping you out with that.
Oh, I think he's embezzling.
Martin does seem like he's maybe taken a bit off the top.
Yeah.
And all of it is what I mean by
And the
a bit.
bottom.
We can take
Yeah.
a little more off the top. Just
You should do
Oh
more
my
bottom
god, we got
checks.
some amount of.
You know, I threatened to kill Martin before, and Rickard wouldn't let me.
Which is weird.
Oh, you'll.
The one that left
oh, the one with
behind.
emphysema.
Yeah, the one with emphysema.
Are there Zimas?
No.
Wait, Martin has been stealing from us?
Probably.
Yeah, it seems
Has
like
Martin not been paying you, Schiffel?
I've been taxed on income, but I haven't received any.
See, and
So you're paying to work
Have you
here?
been paying to work here?
I suppose in more ways than one. but the important thing is the experience. You know, it is what is a gardener's job is to sell the food. No, it's to garden.
No, it's definitely to sell the food.
No, I suppose yes. But aside from that, is it not to pass on the knowledge from one generation to another?
Listen, buddy. I gotta give you so much money. Hang on. And she reaches into another drawer.
So many drawers.
She pulls out
I am the best
the
drawer.
chest of many drawers, and she pulls out a little burlap bag with a little coin design on it and hands it to you. This is 100 pieces of fey gold.
Uh-oh.
So it's useful.
Inside check.
I'm totally fucking with you. It's normal gold.
I'm gonna say that just sounds like it's gonna
Leaves or
disappear.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get money.
Don't say thank you. I've read about this.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make a deal with me.
But also, like, why should he thank you for being paid? For
I didn't ask
all
to be
the work?
thanked.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Wait, you probably shouldn't say that either.
Oh, well, I can do whatever I want.
That's fair.
You
all
can't
getting
stop
very
what's going on in this
complicated.
house.
This really should have gone through another mortal's hands.
But look, okay, so actually the reason I spoke to you just now
All right.
was not because of the money, but you do also have that.
yes.
But I wanted to say, I appreciate everything you've done for me and for the family. I wanted to give you
The family.
this on the day of my daughter's.
No.
Nope.
D-O-D-D-E-R.
Ah, I wanted to.
Dollar.
That's every reaction I want.
I
Thing.
wanted to give you
sounded like a hi-hat.
the final piece of your training.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I wanted to complete your studies and give you the full breadth of the Summer Wilds gift of playwritingness.
yeah, I can be a writer and not an inspiring writer anymore.
Buddy, it's time you took on the big leagues.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm
Because we're going
ready.
to bring
yes.
you back in season 3. It's a whole.
Really?
What? Oh, God.
Yes?
happening?
It's spreading.
No, don't worry. It's you'll get used to it, or you'll run out of blood.
Those are the two options.
What show are we in?
You for a second you just hear like TV static in your head. And then
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. This scroll contains the final secret of what it takes to be an impeccable, successful writer. The piece you've been missing all along. Oh no.
Oh,
It's just a mirror.
God damn it.
no, wait, we don't know what it is yet, Kettle.
I'm just joshing you. It's a mirror. But it's not a real one. I wanted to fuck with you. But Kettle is so fucking insightful.
How did you roll
It's foil. Here's the actual secret.
Just gonna blow glitter.
We don't believe you.
I was just doing a little bit. Here's the actual. This is real. The real secret.
Buddy, I'm gonna need to get
Listen,
to it.
I have a medium constitution, but emotionally, I can be toyed with only so much. If this
hear
is
you.
not the actual secret, I will cry.
This is it.
Okay.
I swear. Are you ready?
Yes.
Wind up this music box.
What?
Hang on. And then
needs a lot of time.
open it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh my god, are you getting engaged?
inside another box.
Oh.
Here we go. And a tiny scroll inside that one. But
In
it
that-
rolls out
okay.
so big.
It's a normal size scroll, okay.
Here you go. And as you pick up the scroll,
God.
which I'm assuming you read in this far too long scene.
Okay, you have control over that.
Yeah.
The hexagonal scroll
Wow.
of playwrightness.
The dodecahedron at this point.
Do you read the scroll?
Absolutely.
Omar?
Mm-hmm.
Schiffel.
Oh, me, yes.
Oh.
Hmm? Yes. I gotta say,
I get confused as too.
Could I speak to Schiffel, please?
Is he here with us now?
Look, we talked about getting the names right.
Sorry, Rebellios. I want you to roll performance
Okay.
with advantage. You can also take re-rolls,
Okay.
but I want to see what this is.
Ooh, performance. Okay.
It's okay, we're all watching.
It's definitely what writers do.
All right. With advantage. Okay. Well, luckily with performance I have a plus 11.
Wow.
So that's a nat 20 plus 11.
He did the thing! Oh, Barnajum, you got me again!
Every time.
Who the fuck is this Omar?
You feel the
talked about
power
the-
of the summer wild course into you. You are inspired. Ideas aplenty. Not only ideas, though, but the means to execute them, the ambition to see them through.
A thing no
what was
performer
missing.
has.
I'm a producer now. Truly ascended.
All of the dots.
All my ideas are golden.
Okay, I just took psychic damage.
All of the dots connect in your mind, and you always see the path forward. You are no longer an aspiring writer. God damn it, Schiffel. Schiffel. You
You got it right.
you are a writer.
Wow.
You can still hang out if you want, though. I'm not like kicking you out. You're not fired. Again, I can't stress that enough.
You can't fire a writer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure you can.
I'm pretty sure you can.
It happens a lot. For no reason.
I've never heard of a writer being removed from a project before.
Interesting.
How did they even do that?
I like this world you live in. Why are you talking like
You have
this?
ascended.
Listen, everyone. Earlier, I asked if anyone would like a fantasy Keurig. I am here to update that particular question. If you would like a fantasy Keurig or a cup of fantasy Keurig, you will have to find an aspiring writer to fetch it for you.
Oh.
And on that, we have a confessional for Schiffel. Oh.
This script has a lot going for it.
God damn.
There's a lot put on the table in Acts 1 and 2. Unfortunately, they don't really pay off in the third act. There's not a lot of room for big casting. Okay. Okay. A script, oh, they're going to give me advice. A script should have a little award moment, 37 seconds or so, a little monologue for a clip. What the fuck do you know? You're sitting in the back, reading someone else's script, and not writing your own. It's gonna be a pass. It's gonna be a pass. You better hope I don't pass you. You better hope I don't pass you. And I'm gonna say it one more time so you hear me. You better hope I don't pass you. Yeah, yeah.
That was the most incredible fucking thing I've ever seen.
Sorry about that, everyone. I just got a package. I'm back.
This nearly killed Vince.
You might just. Before the night is
This
out.
is the episode that does it. We've finally done
This
it.
is the limit.
It's
is the
at
big
your
boss.
service. That's your last name.
Far.
Yeah, no, I'm in the middle all the time, and
Yeah.
I just opened a door and then we killed Vince.
We did think that this episode might be the one that did it. It's why we called it what we called it.
You all see one final consequence of Ivelios's
Consequences.
interference in the energies of spring as regards Yasmin. You all turn to look at her because you feel a sense of malevolence coming from the corner of the room. And you see Yasmin sitting there with a little mustache. with her leg kicked up on the table.
Whoops.
That's what evil twins
Not my problem
With
anymore.
like a long, one of those long cigarette holder things, like. Well,
just trying to
cigarette. Wait, isn't she like 10?
11, yeah.
She's just holding.
She just has
She's
the
just
holder.
holding it for someone else.
It's just the holder. It's not even a
It's
cigarette.
not even a cigarette.
It's a beholder.
It's like a fantasy Audrey Hepburn thing. Don't worry about it. It's a phase.
Welcome to my.
Yes.
That's not what Kevin Hepburn sounds like.
Hello, everyone.
Yasmin?
Yes, that is what they called me.
Oh, I'm
Past tense?
hang on. What did you do?
That's what I'm eating.
You made the child
Smoke?
bad.
I didn't do that.
I feel
I mean, I might have done that. I don't know exactly what I did.
I feel like being dastardly now.
You look better.
Are you a cat?
Worse.
It's a little bit of a cat. What will I do next? This mug on the table with no coaster. I am
what?
German now. Just-
Wow.
my character is just in flux.
That is evil.
I miss Squangalo.
Oh.
Little Spoon, or just Spoon. Spoon goes and puts evil Yasmin on their shoulders.
Oh, all right.
More and more German.
I'm just going real deep.
I'm trying to.
I really don't think
Yes,
I did this.
my steed.
Do they have a mustache?
Yasmin?
Yeah.
Does have a mustache.
I think this is what happened to you.
Oh yeah, that felt really weird.
What felt really weird?
What?
What felt very weird?
Getting
Oh,
a mustache.
Yeah, when I got the mustache, it just all of my impulses changed.
But just her impulses.
Is that why you kicked your feet up on the furniture?
Oh, did I? I'm sorry about that.
That doesn't sound like you.
No, that was deeply impolite.
Do you remember your memories?
What?
From when you had your
What a
mustache?
question.
Do you remember your memory?
It's a little bit hazy, but I think I would probably beat someone up. No? The opposite.
Oh, I see.
You were quite actually pleasant.
That doesn't sound like me.
It
If you
doesn't.
didn't.
You offered to pay.
What?
Yeah.
What?
We've never talked about that. Yasmin, what's up with you?
Oh.
That a bunch of times.
All right.
I am conceiving of dastardly plans. Just sinking so hard.
This makes me deeply uncomfortable.
Okay,
Look, I'm into a lot of things. Not this.
Well, that's good news.
We're forming a list.
Inspiration. That's fucking great.
So,
fuck.
I'm gonna go ahead and form a hypothesis.
Yeah.
The mustaches are making folks act differently than they traditionally are.
Whoa.
Yes.
Almost like an opposite.
Let's take it one step further, like an opposite.
Oh.
But I have another one in the chamber. And she taps you on the head with a cigarette holder, and you realize, and I'm so sorry, as your mullet grows a mustache.
What?
Oh, explain that to me. How does that work?
I'm allowing your interpretation of how you have an evil mullet now.
I know. Your mullet in the back forms
That
the
better-
tips of the mustache.
That better have cost twice as much. I swear to God.
Honestly, I would give it to them for free.
For the normal price of the donations.
So it's business in the front, and now
Evil in the back.
back. Yeah, the party moves to the front.
There's no party here anymore.
Sorry, I'm lost. Did you have a mullet to begin with?
Yes, I'm so sorry. She had a mullet the whole
Unfortunately, I've had a
time.
mullet for a little bit. And the little tips of the mustache, because they're on the back of my head, do look like almost like little devil horns.
I'll take it. That's fun. Yeah.
As they stick up.
Your hair's moving.
Oh, get it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Stop it.
normally do
Do
that.
something.
Frostbite.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard
So I
about
just
frosted
hold my hand
tips.
and it just it solidifies.
I'm stealing your jokes.
Every time.
Cold.
Hey, your head's just ice now.
My whole head? The
No,
back
just the
of my
top
head.
of you, the back of your head is just.
As this all transpires, you hear the creaking thud
That
of
was my
boots coming around the corner.
Are they
in
little
this
boots?
Little
Are
house.
they
No,
medium
they sounded
boots?
big
Are they
boots.
small boots? Are they just boots? No.
No, just mad thudding.
Cool. Thank you for joining the bit.
And from an interior room, a
Really?
man.
What about from an exterior room?
Like the exterior hall.
Belly outside, so help me God.
It's called an outhouse.
From another room,
Interior.
a man comes into view.
From the
No,
outside part.
First, the wide brim of a hat, the tips of those very same boots,
Cad bang.
and and a long leather coat worn from an eternity of a life lived in flux. The druid, Haleth, approaches you all. And at this point, I suppose, only recognized by Ella.
I'm the only one left.
It would just be me.
Yeah.
My hair fires off a firebolt.
Oh, your hair?
Honestly,
And it just
fires
gets
off a
wet.
firebolt.
Roll it.
You're just gonna melt the ice
It
on
just
your
gets
head.
wet.
It
It's
didn't
a
do a
little
very
frozy.
good job, I'll be honest. Why am I nice being very rude today?
He just farts.
I'm just kidding. I have a crazy modifier, so it's 18.
Wow.
Great. As a matter of fact, though, the firebolt sends out toward Haleth. And you see as he reaches a hand up, almost kind of like enjoying this, like doesn't seem to be feeling threatened by it. And you see as the fire shifts from fire to ice to lightning to force to like transitioning between types of damage until it disperses entirely before reaching him.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I did not mean for that to happen.
No, that's
We're just gonna.
quite all right.
That's a new trick.
Oh yeah, I mean y'all have never seen me in a proper fight before, I suppose. But
We have been in a fight with you around, and you were not helpful in that way.
That happens a lot.
No, when the Rose Beast went kaput, I believe we did go kaput with it. I'm sorry we couldn't help out with y'all's Kaziric problem.
Look,
at the
Vince, I'm
wedding.
not sure. Who is this guy? I'm not totally sure about this.
Hi, everybody else. Name's Haleth.
I don't care.
Okay, great.
Who do you work for?
I don't work for anybody. I was here as a favor to Rose, as a matter of fact.
Why?
This has gotten convoluted immediately.
I'm very sorry for the sudden appearance,
I'm
y'all.
overstimulated. Go.
I know, lots happened during this episode. I do apologize.
I'm Effie.
What?
That's nice to meet you, Ed.
And my hair is just like.
Would you like a snack, sweetheart?
Yes.
Okay, here you go. Do you want a sweet or savory?
As a butterfly.
Uh-oh.
I'm from the Feywild. This is okay.
Extra summery.
Pulls out
Yeah, she just
a little
kind of
pie that actually has like
blooms a little
butterfly
bit.
decorations on it.
With that horrifying
Horror.
I love that.
It's like the impossible burger of butterflies.
I believe some of y'all have already met one of my associates, Earth.
Yeah. So this is you have I think.
Yeah, you
Wait.
have.
I have.
The move.
So Earth was
Was this the one I left in a weird dimension who was getting yelled at by a bunch of
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know.
There it is.
I wasn't there.
that was when we had to go through the bean curtains.
Yes, that's right. I can still do that. I just haven't done it this episode.
Yeah.
For the best.
Was he the one after I was imprisoned? He was there for a moment.
He might have been. He's the spring druid.
I don't remember him. He did
Yeah,
not even
so-
impress.
Earth's having a hard
what's
time.
the name for those things that I'm supposed to know again?
We're the aspects.
Aspects.
Yes.
Aspic. It's like the gel
They're
with
the.
stuff in it.
We're the emphysemas. My
Famous.
That's my soccer team name.
Yeah,
the
take
Emphysemas.
inspiration. That was good. That was a good callback. My associate Earth is the aspect of spring. I'm the aspect of autumn. I have another associate out there somewhere who's the aspect of winter, and well, in any event, I'm sort of the unofficial leader of this little gang of druids. Man, it's good to meet you all. Good to see you
Do you have
again. Good to
jackets?
see you again.
Nice to see you
Do we
again.
have jackets? Yes. Well, no, I'm afraid we don't have jackets. What we do have.
Technically, you're wearing a jacket right now.
Well, we
I
have.
mean, like cool, like the gang jacket.
We have matching vests.
Oh.
And he pulls down the coat and flashes the back. And it's like embroidered, like Druid Gang.
Well,
Of course
that's actually
it is.
pretty cool.
What are you
Druid
doing
gang.
here? What are you doing here, Haleth?
And you see as you ask Haleth that
Sweet.
he seems almost lost in thought and he's looking at Evelios.
What?
Oh,
Do
we're not
I-
doing this.
Do I know you?
It's perfectly feasible that you would.
No, but God, you remind me of someone.
Whomst.
You know, nah, probably not. Fella had an accent more like mine anyway. Sorry, what was your question?
What are you doing here?
Right.
Kind of more like this.
And then Rose gets up as well, also overstimulated, having a Kit Kat.
Fantasy kick.
No, this is the real deal.
Oh wow.
It's sponsored.
I know. I put in the order.
Haleth got here the other day, and he's of the mind that there's a convention of Fae happening shortly in Tareve. This congress of sorts would be to
That makes sense.
deal with the issue of spring, to create alliances and align their interests in handling those issues so that something can be done about it.
That makes sense.
Generally, that's a Fae issue, but seeing how everything was going, I thought that it might be good to intercede.
And why are they having it in Boros?
Well, that's because we are having this issue of spring.
Oh, I just got
here
your
in
joke.
Boros. Hey, thanks, buddy. Welcome to the show.
There it is.
Where have you been?
No, don't worry. I was
What's so funny?
nothing. Never mind.
That was for the two of us.
Yeah,
wanna be
no, I know.
clear.
I was in the context of this, not in this.
Yeah.
Why?
What is happening?
Don't worry about it.
Well, that's because spring's making it Boros' problem, and because y'all had a dono goal last season that brought the other Fae into the situation more strongly. And so,
I'm getting a bit of a headache.
I think I'm allergic to him.
so now we gotta handle all this here. And as fortune would have it, your friend here just bought young Yasmin a little time. Now, because her affliction is the product of a Fae oath, it is a fact that only the Fae Lords can release her from it. So, beyond that, of course, I think it'd also be mighty useful if some folks like you who've been on, well, not some folks like y'all who've been on the front lines of this kind of thing.
Yeah, you're on that team.
Me?
You're just included. I think
I'm just
he
here for
was-
today.
Aw.
Never mind. Just
Don't
listen.
tell them.
I'm sorry.
Is Doo the only one that can release her because she's spring?
Fortunately, no.
Okay.
But it would require a majority of other Fae, so because we got 4 here, it'd take the 3 remaining to agree to release her from that conflict. Now, I don't see any problem in that, but it will require their power to intercede on it before the conflict of spring and summer in here does a number.
I don't know how to do that.
What do we have to do?
Oh, yeah. Well, all we need to do is find my associates, Earth of the spring and Theo of the winter. As for summer, well, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Did I leave Earth somewhere?
We also left Earth somewhere.
Last you saw, Earth got sucked back into the spring wild violently
Yeah.
in trying to buy you time to cast your spell against
Yeah.
Scion.
Her
No, I don't think that was my fault.
No,
Effie's
it
just-
wasn't the banishing. It was the holding
Sucked into
first.
a tree? Is he the one that got sucked into a tree?
I lose track of Earth
Yeah,
all
this was
the
at the
time.
moot when I
Effie's
was
just wrapped around her.
Earth was at the
at the moot.
moot?
Yeah.
Fighting your hair.
This guy really did not leave an impression.
Poppy is
see
just
why you
everywhere
keep
right
losing
now.
him.
Yeah, it's just he's very,
Well, we've
he's
really
very forgettable.
lost. The one we've really lost is the. Can I help you, sweetheart? I just do not know how to. Okay.
Are you
need
being
a
choked?
haircut?
Is the hair?
They're
Oh.
choking you.
I got it. And I'm going to cast Hold Person on the hair.
And then Kettle
We cast
chops it off.
Aquanet.
Yes.
This'll help.
Yes. Effie.
I'm gonna have to do another portrait.
Okay, so Effie,
No,
Her hair's so pretty.
your hair. What position was your hair in? Because
Hang on, I can help.
you hold person did like
was in a
up and
mullet.
away from her neck, right?
To stop the choking
Yeah.
as the intention, yeah.
And so we're rocking like a bob, or
Unfortunately, I think I'm rocking a bob now, but I don't have a mullet anymore because now it's all to one length.
And you lose
cut
the
it to
charisma bonus.
You cut it to the business length.
it's true. And you lose your charisma bonus.
Oh.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Was the mullet adding the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody takes mullets so seriously.
was trying to
That's
kill
why-
It's fine. I
you.
had an int bonus from last week, and that's all I'm worried about. I was never charismatic anyway.
That's fine. We'll take that too in a minute.
Okay. Oh.
You're welcome.
Look, I just prestidigitation, get all the stray hairs off.
Not growing
Just kind of
even
style
back,
it a little
yeah.
bit and be like, it looks nice.
Poppy, there's far too much going on right now.
Oh, thanks.
All of
Yeah.
these developments and twists, all this new knowledge about your family, your upbringing, and NPCs you don't remember interacting with. The nosebleeds, you're anemic, your blood sugar spiking up and down.
So much candy.
You grow a mustache. And you become your own evil twin.
Oh, she has a next to her.
Puppy.
Whoa.
No, this is poppycock.
Hello.
Yes!
Wee wee.
I am Poppycock.
I don't
So
know.
much
if-
eyebrow action.
Very dastardly.
Oh, you're
Oh my
still
god, the
here.
child's still evil. Okay.
Still on Spoon's shoulders.
Spoon takes on like a hip hop.
Oh, I'm falling.
and Spoon lets her.
Oh.
Look, I can't.
Please.
Oh,
Please tell me that snaps the kid out of it. All right, never
no,
mind.
I,
Okay.
I'm holding an evil child.
This can't even be the first time that's
I
happened to
can't
you.
believe you went to her aid.
Please tell me that
that's
snaps her out of it. She's actually hit the floor.
As she hits the floor,
Mustache. Boop.
yeah, you see the mustache pops off, and with its little mustache bits, it starts running away, like
all-
Evil Dead style.
Are we all concerned about that?
I cast hold person on the mustache.
Oh, but is it a person?
Such a powerful spell.
It was there.
I failed the wisdom save.
Oh, that's true.
Do you want to chop that one too?
Yeah.
Oh, Twain!
Listing your favorite writers right before you die. A mustache after my own heart.
God damn it.
Take an inspiration, you fuck.
Hey, get down.
Yeah.
How does it feel that you have been protecting spring your whole life?
Oh.
Oh.
Where did that come from?
That seemed very pointed of an attack, Poppy.
Yasmin
better.
is part spring.
But you were the one that told me that.
Don't you want to destroy it?
No. You're confusing me.
Hevelios just does this, and the spring goes.
Ah!
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing?
I'm just having fun.
I attack Aphelios.
Roll it again.
Oh, yeah.
What?
This time it's a 24.
Oh yeah, that hits me.
At this point, I think Halef lit his pipe and he's just like kicking back and watching
Oh,
this
yeah.
unfold.
I think Ella's gonna sit next to Haley.
Roll your damage.
It's 13.
Silvery barbs.
Oh!
And I will lower. Re-roll a d20 and use the lowest attack.
That makes it an 8,
So
but
just-
it's still 14.
16.
Dang!
And all these like silver sparkles go.
Kettle! I think they're just fucking around. I don't think it's the
am
mustache.
Not fucking around.
Oh, Yasmin is fine.
No, Hevelios is
I
just
am
being...
literally fucking around. I was just,
Right.
Pineapples!
I'm back in.
back to being an assistant writer.
Counter charm.
Poppy.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Can I? Oh, there's a lot of twitching going
It
on
is
in the
controlling
face.
my face.
Oh, the mustaches.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
I feel a bit like a puppet.
Could I? Interesting.
Puppet.
Might I? Can we side?
Yeah, wait, where's
side
that
bar?
group
With
chat?
Poppy or without Poppy?
Without Pape?
Puppet.
How many of us do you want in
I
there?
believe she said
Oh,
puppet.
right. Kison's here.
Yeah, I can take him aside if you want.
What is your nom de plume currently?
Huh?
Yep, that's okay. Yep, that's okay.
Yeah, we have a lot
I
of
can
NPCs
just
at the moment.
follow you and listen.
Oh no, it's okay.
Don't.
We're just gonna have a quick chat.
Yes.
Halef, Kisan, Rose, and Yasmin all like play interference on Poppy.
Great.
Okay. Now that we're in the huddle, does anyone have an ability to communicate psychically so we don't have to huddle?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Group chat.
Oh, great.
Put the group chat
All right.
up.
And
I feel like you knew
We've
about that
actually had it
already.
the whole time. You just weren't in it.
oh,
We should
that's
probably.
I'm not in it
Oh,
either.
Hevelios, pop in.
Oh, what?
You're in the group chat now.
oh,
You know
You
the
hear
group
it in
chat.
your head.
There's a lot of like feedback and weird shit going on in there, so just
Okay.
you don't want to be in there.
So,
Alright.
I'm thinking about the hexagonal shape of this entire sort of mechanic.
Yeah.
Sure.
And a thing that I might pitch to you all is you both seem to have exercised
Alex just
or
jumps in.
exorcised.
Oh,
Okay.
maybe with less sounds.
And it's just like a Tasmanian devil just fuck all over there.
Yeah, with less
Meanwhile,
sounds.
no, this is the best thing happening right now. Go on.
This is an ability for both of you. It was an opportunity for both of you to exorcise some inner emotional conflicts that you were experiencing. For Poppy, going by Popeye, I believe, or
I think it was puppet. I think it was just like a puppet.
it was just a puppet. Okay. Well,
Pompeii.
everything's working
It was an
title.
accent,
I heard
mostly.
I heard the word Pompeii. I think that Avelius is speaking into my head.
Get out of there.
I talked them out of the group chat.
Just yells it from across the room.
Okay, we're doing it out loud. This is an opportunity to possibly get to the bottom of some emotions that Poppy would be feeling with the very overwhelming information that was just delivered, but in a way that Poppy wouldn't naturally or organically do it, but maybe evil or twin Poppy might be more comfortable.
It's wild how you did air quotes in my brain.
That is interesting. No, you have a good point. Maybe she can work through some of the really eventful, terrible days where she met the person who kidnapped her and then told her that it was all for nothing. Maybe that would be easier to work out if she didn't have to worry about like a conscience.
Is she
And-
attacking Rose right now?
Spoon has a rose like above their head, just spinning
Avelius
her.
says, oh,
going
and
full
transfers
note.
the advantage of silvery barbs to Spoon.
And meanwhile, Kison's gotten up on the table like,
Okay, and also we can do it literally at the same time, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm
in.
Great.
We're all just fighting.
it's just like, it's a fucking knockdown drag out in the front room.
So
Go for the belt!
You're just sitting back and watching.
Yeah, I'm controlling.
Effie would like to join the fight.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. What do you want to do?
I'm chronal shifting any of your roles as Rose to defend themselves against Poppy. In addition to the silvery barbs, you can't roll well. Now, you're
Okay.
wrecked.
I'll
matter
continue
what you do,
rolling
you
for
can't roll
Kison, Yasmin, and Halef.
Great.
I'd say while
Yasmin's in the fight. Oh
yeah.
she's evil.
Well, no,
Yeah.
she's good now. That's why
No.
she's fighting.
No, yeah.
we
were,
right, we knocked
we
the
had each
mustache
other in a
off her.
headlock.
I'm
for a
fighting
while. Twins.
everybody.
Yeah,
All
she's
of them.
currently at new
I'm
level
fighting you. I'm
ambition.
fighting
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
Like,
However, I think realizing the evil power that Poppy possesses, they all decide to take the gloves off. And Poppy, I want you to roll a.
Avelios has huge gloves on, like sock and boppers. And he's just going to town on me.
Poppy,
Just occasionally.
Yeah.
roll a Dex or Strength
My
check.
stats are all messed up from last time.
No.
You're fine.
You don't need that much.
That's why I had to.
It's an improv game.
Hey!
Okay.
Should I re-roll?
You can if you want to.
I'll re-roll.
Okay.
You can only do better.
Oh my con.
What'd you get?
Yeah.
How we looking?
10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you managed to toss off Yasmin. That doesn't take a lot. But but Kison, Haleth, and Rose managed to get you still, and Big Spoon or Spoon still, and cool down the fighting. Hey, Gabriel, y'all done chatting yet?
Sorry, I was in the moment. What are we doing?
That tooth was hanging on by a thread.
That's fine. I'm covered in.
My teeth.
You all have ruined my
I like
fun.
my sister's teeth.
Fistful of teeth.
Oh,
Can I keep those?
I want them.
Poppy!
So selfish.
Now
Yes.
that we've got you right where we want you, answer me one question.
What?
How do you feel?
Yes.
What?
Come on.
How do I feel?
Yes, a lot just happened.
I feel based off
Oh,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
valid.
and exhilarated.
That's right. Use that. Use that.
And elated at all of the blood.
Interesting.
Less
Okay.
relevant.
I like it.
But mainly, I want to rip off heads.
Okay.
Maybe we are siblings.
What's at the center of that, would you say? What's that? Where's that want come from? What do you want with people?
Which people?
Anyone around you. A want is you want an effect of someone. Do you want to scare them? Do you want them to come with you to another room? What is your motivation?
For the people touching me?
The initial, the reason for hopping into the fight, wanting to rip off their heads. What do you want to do with that? Where does that come from? Deep within you, Poppy.
Oh,
Yes, there it is.
feel.
There it is. Pull it out. Extract that.
I don't like this anymore. This is a bad workshop.
Then we're going to go ahead and put that back.
Yeah, no, I've been there.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get at something deeper?
I'm
I
trying.
don't think I want to tell you.
You absolutely don't have to. I'm not trying to get you to tell us something deeper. I'm just hoping that you can realize what's deep within you.
But tell me though, I want to know.
Okay, I guess Kettle wants
Yeah.
to know, but that's up to you.
Well, okay, I'll
Okay.
tell you.
Yeah, bloodlust,
Wait,
right?
I'm lost. What's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah, get him.
Man, I don't know.
I would like to kill my family.
Oh God, I'm not really
God damn.
Which one?
Do you know what this means?
What does that mean, sweetheart?
They did not put a baby in my place. Which means my family did not need to pretend that I was gone. Oh, yeah. They gave me up. And they kept her.
And we feel bad about that.
Yes.
And the mustache slowly begins to inch off of Poppy's face.
Oh, let me just.
Hemingway!
A real mustache's mustache.
I understand why they make people evil now.
Yeah, kind of a dick of a facial hair.
Okay.
I hold my hand out to Poppy.
Are you making a deal?
No, no deal. I'm sorry that this is happening to you. Genuinely. That's not fair to you.
Do you think I'm right?
And how you feel?
No. And do you think they gave me away?
I don't know. And I guess none of us do currently.
We could still attack them though.
Or we could go and find out.
Mhm.
At least if you want. If you want to meet them, if you want to
I
talk
mean, if
to
you
them.
want to take a rational response to this whole thing, for sure.
We've done.
I'm not good at rational. I was
Neither am
raised
I.
by the summer fae.
Trust me, I know.
Lately, I'm not much one for rational either, so we could.
Oh, yeah, you're
I'm
like the
great
only
at
one
it.
left, huh?
I don't even know the meaning of the word.
I've got this. The rational part. That's the plan. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm sorry. That wasn't useful.
No, it's just what if I meet them and they don't want to?
Then we'll kill them.
They're lost.
Oh, yeah, that's my squire.
Wow, okay, so there's a lot going on here.
My mustache.
Oh, Kai isn't here. Someone has to say it.
That's actually true. That was
What if
absolutely
it's-
something that Kai would say.
Kai is.
Does Kai balance you all out?
Well, kind of. Kai is
depends
the
on the
first one
mustache.
usually, but well, the second
We're
one.
never
usually
sure
ready
which
to kill
way that
people. It's kind
goes.
of a race. It's kind of a race between a few of
They
them to
kind
kill
of just
people
push
first.
a direction, and some of us go with it.
I think
They're
that
very bold. But the thing
Did you
is,
say bald?
is my vowels. They're very.
Your bowel?
They have a mind of their own.
Oh wow, whatever's going on with you, I needed to stay with you.
As Bobby works through some shit,
Stop talking about it.
we have
You
a
said outhouse. My bowels are fine.
Confessional for.
we have a confessional for Effie.
Oh.
It's not usually like me to resort to violence immediately. Obviously, Kai has had a bit of an influence on me lately. But the thing is, when we were all going through each other's minds and experiences, something changed in my mind, and I'm not particularly sure how, but I know that when I was looking for them, they were waiting for me, as opposed to kind of running away like I thought they were. And something in my heart tells me that the way Kai shows love is through violence for the people she loves. And although that's terrifying, it's also very pure and intense. So I'm trying to show Poppy that we love her by offering violence. There's probably no consequences for that. Here we are.
Ella,
I was like, who?
your attention for a moment is pulled away. You're looking at an empty rocking chair sitting idly in the cabin, dust motes cutting shadows into beams of sunlight that lay across its quilted surface. But the chair isn't empty for you. Sitting in the chair peacefully regarding you is the Scion of Spring. She looks as you last saw her, torn and tattered from her fight, her eyes little more than pitted craters. He knows now. He will strip away the last parts of me, and I will serve in his realm.
What does he know?
He can turn love into obsession, loss into resentment, pain into fury. That is the power of spring, to grow, to flourish, to heighten. And he has learned to direct that grand power to the most horrible ends, and now he knows the final piece of me that he can use. My final connection to this reality.
And what's that?
Even now, he has already taken it.
Hold it back.
I know that it's there, but I can no longer see it. He works on me even now. It is all that I can do to even speak to you.
Is this a warning? How much time do we have?
This is... He has learned so much of the Tanburn's work, almost enough to complete his plan. The rest he is extracting. He collected Brelwyn's soul, consumed it like he has others, but he tortures it in the time untethered halls of Garland until it speaks the truth he's trying to get at.
That soul was under my protection.
And that is why I am talking to you. That is why we can have this conversation. You have given me a line out and a way to find him. But it's all that I can do. This is the last I can say. With what remains of my will, The foothills. The north. The final node. Your druid. Well, one of them. He is not far.
How much time do we have, do you know?
The process has not yet begun, but the druid has been acquired. It is not long to ride, but I can only say your time is brief.
And Tanburn, his soul? Is there a chance of recovering it?
Dew does not know what you did. He does not know why he cannot break Tanburn's will, or why his resolve is imperishable, or why he cannot be consumed into the thralls of spring like the others. But you know, because his soul is not where it belongs. You have given him that path. What remains now is only to open the door that Dew struggles weakly at that to hold shut.
All right.
Tell Kai thank you. She convinced me that I had some fight left, but I am at the end. All I have left is my love, and I am unwilling to let it go. I will only be permitted to the wilds now, and there I will be more dangerous than you could ever know. And I'm sorry. If you find her before I do, tell her I'm sorry.
Tell who? Tell Kai?
And you watch as the Scion's expression blazes over,
What did he take from you?
and embers begin to sear in the charred pits of her eyes. Her skin bristles as she stares off, watching something you cannot see, and repeats, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" There you are. And she vanishes before your eyes. As you come back to attention, Ella, Haleth is in mid-sentence as he puts various furniture back upright. Well, thankfully, I know that Earth
Thank you.
Earth is back into Reef somewhere. I can feel it, but
There is.
I know it's these summer wild hows. They all got bugs in them.
You need to have better in-houses.
And Summer's got some real passionate bugs, I'll tell you that.
So you think I could just read some of the stuff that you wrote down? We don't stop anywhere with books.
Do you want to read some of the stuff that I wrote down?
Yes.
About my play idea?
Sure.
It's about
What is it about?
I'm trying to exactly put it into words that it's about automatons that turn into vehicles to hide.
We invented the vehicle. But babe.
Oh, babe. So,
I suppose there were vehicles like carriages.
You want to see it?
well, you can do it.
Yeah. Puppy car.
Well, I guess 7 months of work. It's for nothing if you can just do it.
I was going.
You can just do it. The good ones fell to earth like
And
like
you hear-
burning creatures, and the other ones burned up like monsters. And
You hear through the radio a little static Poppy's voice just being like, "Can't I be your muse?"
oh, and you speak through the radio as well. Wonderful, wonderful. I invented a radio for this whole thing. Wonderful. Great. Are you friends with a child in a city next to a big bridge as well? Is that part of
Sometimes.
My God, that's gonna be my 7th installment of this goddamn franchise.
Effie is just staring at the ripped pages.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to cast? Actually, I can't.
I could, but it feels pointless now.
What are you gonna do now, Shift?
Sorry, was that a real thing?
Pardon?
Did you write that?
I did. 300 pages.
You tore it up in one. That was incredible.
You're actually really strong.
Easily
Yeah.
built, easily destroyed.
Tearing a phone book.
So, Haleth was in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah,
right.
sorry about that.
Oh no, I finished my thought. We've been talking for a while. You kind of looked like you were off a little while there, though. You okay?
Oh, she kind of disassociates.
Often, yeah. When was the last time you saw Earth?
Earth?
She's at the moot.
Golly, it's fun to say.
Well, I guess we saw it. Maybe we saw
I
Earth.
haven't seen Earth in a very long time.
All right.
Every time I see her, he's awful. He's in an awful state.
Speaking of
Earth's
awful
had an
states,
interesting year.
either his year has gotten worse or we found Theo.
Oh, the first one's pretty likely.
Yeah, I would imagine. Considering his string of luck and ours. Hey, Rose, foothills to the north. How far away would you say those are?
Are you riding or taking the car?
Bip bip.
Whatever's car right now.
Whatever's fastest, I would imagine.
Probably a day's drive.
Flight?
Are you looking at me? I can't see you.
My God, do you fly too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone let us put wings on it.
There goes my idea for a character named Jazz. Wonderful. Another one off the books.
Well, then I would assume less than a day, but I've never flown there before.
Welcome to being a full-blood writer.
Yeah.
Why? Are you asking?
We got a problem, y'all.
What?
Another one?
No, the same one. It's always
Oh.
been the same. Y'all know I've been seeing this sound, right?
Oh.
What?
What?
No.
Someone turn my volume up.
What?
My
After
apologies.
you, no, after you. That was a really cute hand touch, though.
Oh goodness, I know. No.
No, it's just nice. You can do it.
No, please, after you.
Fucking Jesus.
Do what?
Fucking who?
Don't worry about a different time.
Honestly, maybe Kai was really the only person who knew that. Actually, never mind. I need to talk to Kai about that. Anyway, we need to
No, it's
go.
nice sharing with the group.
Okay, so, yeah, look,
No, you don't have to yell back at her.
listen. I saw the scion.
And it opened your
Oh
eye?
God, I was just gonna say it.
And she told me where the last note is.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we need.
I'm really serious.
And I think very much in the same way that Kisan was trapped, Earth is trapped, and that is real bad news.
Oh yeah, it's not pleasant to
Yeah.
go through.
And Earth
Is
is
a
significantly
node?
more powerful and important
Okay.
Oh,
than
no.
Kisan is.
Alright, well.
So
I felt unprompted.
it's true though.
But I bet I could cut the cocoon, just like with Keithan's.
I think we can get there, but we need to get there.
So wait, the Scion of Spring just showed up and told you where to find him.
Yeah, it sounds like Kai actually.
It sounds like a trap.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, those are always a little bit of a trap, sweetheart.
That's
Remember?
true.
We always almost die a little bit.
That's true.
Look, I'm not one
I
to
die a little
dump.
bit every day.
I'm not one to dump cold water
We all
on a
do.
good lead, but I also am a
die.
little worried that maybe.
I don't understand that expression.
Kettle's never met cold water in his life.
What?
I'm never one to turn the heat up on a good lead.
Why not?
What don't you like?
Well, I guess I'm confused at what you're trying to say.
It's bad.
A bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, we're really mixing metaphors here.
I'm not one to not listen to you, but but I'm also, along with Cattle here, worried maybe that y'all being set up.
Oh, I'm not worried. I just said it.
I
I
also
don't think
said
no
it.
worries.
No, Kettle
You know, I'm good. Let's do it.
If
Okay.
we talked to Kai beforehand and Kai was involved in some capacity, we all trust Kai.
Well, Kai, I think that Kai made an impact on the Scion, and the Scion told me something that honestly she shouldn't have told me if she's not breaking free somehow.
Kai's incredibly good at influencing people.
I think she was able to draw whatever mortal or whatever being that was the root of this scion back out.
Ricket's gotta be like freaking the fuck out. Magic is really overwhelming to him. That's a big thing.
Yeah,
Wow, Ricket's gotta be absolutely losing his mind over that.
I would imagine. So.
Oh, yeah, Ricket's having a bad time.
Okay.
But she told me that Tanbird's fighting back
What?
from.
The ghost?
Yeah, kind of.
Good for him.
Do is trying to get that last piece of the puzzle to win, and he's holding his own.
This
Which
is
is
what the
good.
scion said?
Yeah.
And that was the thing that she said to you that made you think she was breaking free?
It did.
Huh.
And she also told me that probably Earth is nearby, and dude's getting closer and closer.
Digested.
Yeah, dude's getting closer and closer to consuming enough power to become a problem, even if Tanburn is able to hold out.
And who is Earth again?
Oh my god.
Earth
had the
is a
same
little
question.
bit of
sounds kind of like your god.
the aspect of spring.
He sounds like Ella's god.
He does kind of have a little
They've
bit
got kind
of
of like the
it.
same accent.
Yeah, he's voice 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Out of 4.
I'm impressed.
Hey!
he's got 11. He's gotten up to 11.
Well, look,
So one
there's...
of them was that hay from Rickard earlier. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well, look, if there's a
half.
chance that Earth is in danger, there's a chance that she's telling the truth and he is up there, I gotta give him that shot to get out. Break
Hey,
free.
I'm running out of gas here.
Oh, yeah.
Babe,
Do you take gas?
Yes.
How do y'all fill her up?
You
Canonically,
feed me.
the
My engine
dinosaurs-
is the stomach.
Oh, so it's
Biodiesel.
like a Mr. Fusion from Fantasy Back to the Future. You just put stuff in it. All right, cool.
That was for you.
I guess. Like 2 people in chat are like, finally, Back to the Future reference.
Yeah, that's never happened before in our weird
Something.
time
Back
travel
to the Future.
seasons that we've ever had. Look, y'all know how much I hate the Scion, and I was ready to go completely off the deep end because of her and what she did. I believe the Scion, and I think that this is the next way forward, and we're running out of time.
I trust you implicitly.
Someone get the map out of my trunk.
I've got it.
And as people begin to prepare to take off, Ella, you got yourself a confession.
Oh, no. Okay.
The pressure.
I'm having a little bit of a moment, y'all. I think I'm finding out what I'm meant to do next. And to hear what she said about spring, turning pain and fear and grief and anger and twisting it into something else. It's like I've been playing into his hands the whole time, and that's the worst part of it, I think. And I think now I'm angry in a different way. And I'm not done yet, but I'm also not. I don't want to feel the way that he wants me to feel. I want him gone. For Dazzle, and for Squangarlo, and for Klulik, and for everybody. And for the world, I guess. I think I'm almost ready. Meow meow.
Suddenly. No.
Slowly.
Gradually.
Yeah.
Schiffel.
Mm-hmm.
Rose walks up to you. Schiffel,
Mm-hmm. Rose?
I don't know where your travels may take you next. Like I said, you're free to stay here if you'd like, but you're now such a writer. You may want to move on.
He only wrote the thing that he tore up.
Pursue something new, tear up new ideas. Well, wherever you go, there's one final gift I want to give you.
So many gifts today.
An heirloom of my family.
Oh.
Please
Okay.
be a tomato, please be a tomato, please be a tomato, please be a tomato.
Another box.
Wow, okay.
And she holds out a long velvet box, and inside of which is a quill with a little inkwell on the side.
When she closes the box and puts it away.
You get another
Fantasy.
scroll.
Pretty woman of us.
No, that's the one they were waiting for. This was crafted by my ancestors uncountable millennia ago. It's called the Infallible Quill.
Oh.
It's capable of two things if you learn how to master it. The first is that everything it writes can only be true. But the second is that everything it writes is true. With the right deftness of hand, you can tell stories that are real, write new realities. And
You thought you were the only one, huh?
and discover things about people perhaps you never knew. Pasts, histories that you had never explored. It's a powerful item, but incredibly difficult to master. But I think you might just have what it takes for when you come back next season.
Like you mean summer, winter? Rose, thank you.
Yeah.
I will treat this gift with the weight it deserves.
It's very light.
As a feather? Sorry.
Sorry, Evelios is rubbing off on me.
Right.
Thank you.
I talked about this. Why did you give it to him?
Look, I'm sorry, man. It's just I had it in my notes.
I have
and
things I need to do.
a magical item came up, and I'm like, wouldn't this be the cutest thing? Look, we'll talk about it later. You know, later.
Velius grows a
I love you too.
tail.
That's real.
And she puts out a hand to shake it.
Business partners. Shake.
What are we?
Family. Hugs.
Wow.
Get in here.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. In front of us.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, that was a
We
little
see who the
insensitive.
favorite kid is.
You said you didn't want a hug.
Yeah, don't touch me.
And I'm not related to Poppy. I just.
No,
You don't have to go back.
Wow.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I guess
You
at this
want
point,
it.
yeah.
Wow.
She kidnapped her.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, sorry, you asked.
I wanted them to say it.
Right.
Fantasy
Dramatic
chilies when you're
effect.
Schiffel,
When you're here, your family.
good luck out there.
Thank you. And to all of you, good luck. I will be keeping an ear out for your adventures. And I think the first big project I'll undertake will be writing the story of what you do.
Could you do me a favor?
Sure.
In it, could you maybe leave the mullet part out?
You're going to leave the mullet part out.
Yeah, maybe just don't include it. My hair's usually very nice, and it's got like it's a little shorter now, but maybe like you write it like it was before. Well, I guess you didn't see
It
it
really
like that.
plays well on
It's
the
usually got like a little bit
poster.
of like a really pretty like rainbow thing to
Like
it,
the middle
and
of
it's
the
like
country, it really plays well.
The mullet tested really well.
Maybe just say nice things about us, huh?
In the Rust Belt, the mullet tested really well.
Will you say nice things about us?
I will say accurate things about you, which is to say,
That's fair.
I will say nice things about you.
Oh.
If you do them. And I'll pull out a little parchment, and I want to just like write one thing. I want to just quickly test the validity of this.
Oh, shit.
And I write something on a piece of parchment, and I fold it, and I hand it to Poppy.
A wheel takes it.
Wheel. Just put that in the
Or a
wiper.
spoon
There you go.
in the chop.
Yeah. I put it in the wiper so I can read it.
Do you read from the headlights or from the windshield?
No, it's like cars, but she's
It's cars, right?
just pressing it against their eyeball.
What's it say, lightning? What's it say, lightning? What's it say, lightning?
What does it say?
It says everything will be all right.
Oh, it doesn't work.
And Omar.
Who?
Omar.
There's a poppy pin in here.
I want you to make me a Arcana. Make me an Arcana roll.
Okay.
With advantage, and do not say the result out loud.
Okay.
And make sure that no one else at the table can see it.
Say it loud.
Maybe
Let me just
Avelios could see.
quickly pull up my character sheet.
That's fine. That's a list.
I play a lot of games.
Oh my god, you have so many characters.
Don't look
How
at
do you
someone's
not?
I'm sorry. I've got like
I
6.
really want to know how many you
Oh, I have a
have
lot.
now. I have a
It
lot
was,
more
it
than
was
you think.
scrolling for a
Yeah.
solid 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
So let's check it to S.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Plus
Okay.
3. Plus 3.
Put those dice away.
Okay.
And before we wrap things up and leave us all on a weird cliffhanger, we have a final confessional for a fractal tree.
Oh, whoa.
Thank you. Vince
Count
hasn't done any.
me in.
Yeah. They put it at the squad?
Yeah.
Oh God.
It took so long to find him, but now the little spring man is mine. I have hunted, there you go, hunted all over Tareve for our little druid. But now your fate is going to be so much grander. Yes, get into that little cocoon. There you go. Tie it off. I gotta plug it in.
Oh God.
Ah, yes. Your power is radiating. I do hope no one has received cryptic clues as to our location. Whoop. Turn you down a little bit. There we go. It's a little too spicy. There we go. But when anyone who could be arriving arrives, I will be here to greet them. The fractal tree. Each leaf is another tree.
Whoa.
Meow, meow. Oh, and I have a mustache.
Is it a twin?
So before
It was an evil.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I'm gonna go. But before I do, reaches in the coat, pulls out to you a familiar piece of mirror.
Oh, all right.
He just rips open a big hole in nothing.
He does this all the time.
Shit, it's awful in there. He takes off his coat, kind of puts it away behind him. It just kind of disappears. Takes out a pair of goggles, and like puts on like floaties. Look, before I leave, I have something for you, but hold on. You deal with time, right?
Yes.
Good. A lot of bad things happened to her. So maybe fix them with your time stuff.
Oh.
Just something to think about. You it probably won't get better.
Do me.
ID car. We have another one. I want to do
I
this
hand
with
you a
eyeballs,
little-
not headlights.
A little red envelope. Did you turn back into normal?
Yeah.
Okay. And I hand it to you, and it has an E on it. If you open it up, it's a little note, and it says, "Hey, look, I know something. You found out some important information today. Avelius told me that you were going to go through some things, and I wanted to be there, but I really couldn't get away. It was really hard for me to make the trip, but I want you to know it's going to be okay, and I still love you. Ember."
Two people said it's going to be okay.
I'm sorry, that was me.
To you.
I have your note as well.
I know you lost.
You're right, sweetheart. It's okay.
No, I know, but I know you lost a lot of people, and that sucks. And I know that some of the people who are here are not the same people they were before, and that's confusing, and probably only to me. But
They keep pointing at me when they say that.
it's not your fault. And just because you felt it was your responsibility doesn't mean you failed. And try not to boil away while I'm gone.
I'll try.
And I don't know you well enough yet to give you any sort of advice or
It's
anything
fair.
like that.
I'll try
but
to fix it.
yeah, fix it with your time. I mean, time is very powerful, and you could do anything. I use it all the time. And
I've only been a wizard for like a year.
it's fine. And a bunch of wet hands just go and just pull him into the thing, and it seals up again.
Shiva runs in. Did Velios leave? I was hoping to get a little prediction.
They were sort of taken.
By wet hands.
And then all of you hear from nowhere and everywhere, and Alex Ward as Ivelios, followed by studio applause.
I love them. I can't turn back into a car now. I used up my thing. So I pop open the real car.
All of you suddenly hear a galloping outside,
That's not the sound the car makes.
and you hear shouting,
Horsepower.
Mrs. Tanburn! Mrs. Tanburn! Coming from outside. Stepping out, you see a young man riding a horse into the estate.
Oh no.
He dismounts, then freezes when he sees you all. You recognize him immediately from his confessional. It's the stable boy.
Kill him!
And that is where we will end for tonight. Everybody give it up for our guests, Alex Ward and Omer Najam and Ivelios and Schiffel. What's up?
What?
This is the post show.
Yeah. We still got a whole nother post-show show to run.
Wait.
So.
Yes.
Making claps. Thank you all so much for absolutely destroying that goal. We are about to roll on the first episode of Fantasy TGI Fridays. But before we do, let's go around the table one more time and tell everyone who we are, who we've been, where to find
It's good in the
us.
neighborhood.
I'm Xander Genre, and you can find me at Xanderific with 2 R's and 1 F. I play Kettle, in case you didn't know. My main hub is Twitter and here on Twitch, where I stream on my personal channel Mondays and Tuesdays. We're back with Monkey Island, because there's a new Monkey Island game that just came out. So playing that on Mondays and continuing Zelda on Tuesdays, as well as Shikar over in that Bronze Girls channel. And next week, once you finish here, you can go and watch the VOD of New York by Night Season 2.
Woohoo!
Yay! I'm in it.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan. I have been Effie. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Sage and here on this channel, including on the 27th for the season premiere of Outbreak Undead,
Yeah.
Project Nero. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will be in the premiere episode, and we haven't announced that yet. So.
Oops, I just said it.
So, come by next Tuesday to see me attempt to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Ruined it.
I'm supposed to be upset about the, but I'm not. Hi everybody, I'm Kaylee Brake. Find me on the internet, Hava Barbarian. I am the Chief Secrets Officer of PixelCircus, and I approved that
why we need
message,
that.
I guess.
I don't know why we need that.
That was me. Meow meow.
Hey everyone, I'm Omar. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter, and also the show A Court of Fame Flowers.
Yeah.
Over at 2020, GM by the incredible Abria Iyengar. So check that out. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna get back to the script.
Hi, I'm Gina. I've been playing Poppy, your Fire Genasi Artificer, and you can find me online at Pocket Gina everywhere. And stuff and things. We've got. I don't know. We got things happening all over. You can watch, if you like Star Wars, you can watch Ember Squad over on the Q Times channel, GM'd by Eric Campbell, and there's really, really, really talented people who don't get to be on enough RPG shows, so go show them some love because they're really, really good, like stupid good, like could monologue for 45 minutes and I wouldn't want them to stop good. So go check them out.
Oh my god.
Why are you looking at me like
You
that?
just you had so many words.
I did.
This
This is my time.
I know. No. I just mean they were great words. They're great
Take
words.
yours, Alex.
My name is Alex Ward. I'm on things sometimes. I show up in other people's Twitch channels. Because you can also go back and watch season 1 of New York by Night before you watch season 2 of New York by Night because context.
You're in it.
I'm in it. Gina's
also
in
in
it.
it.
It was
I
really
hope so.
fun. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. So please watch it. And yeah, I'm also on stuff that I can't talk about that'll come out at some point in the future.
Ooh, Chicago Fire.
Yeah. I also, did some stuff. Police can't know about it.
Great! Chief Secrets Officer!
Anyway.
Hey, and I am Vince Castle. I've been your DM tonight.
Have you?
Honestly,
You tried.
once in a long while. You can find me all over the internet at Vince Casso. And on Monday the 26th, myself, Chris Montgomery, Christine Hasse, Aki, Cynthia Marie, KP, Alicia Marie, Trevor Valley, Harley Kane, and Tobias McCurry are doing a production of the first draft of Clue.
Oh, whoa!
Yes, the very first draft of Clue that features the unfilmed fourth ending.
Nice. What a cast, too.
Very fun cast. I'm playing Wadsworth. It'll be a lot of fun. That is on Monday at 8 p.m. on the Life Action Roleplay Twitch channel. So tune in for that. It'll be a great time. And in the meantime, enjoy this inaugural episode of Fantasy TGI Fridays! Just like we rehearsed. Perfect.
Didn't tell me about that thing.